Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a new series we're going to be starting on this channel. And today, we're going to be doing a non-wrestling fan guesses wrestling. I'm Owen Finch, and I'm the wrestling fan. And I'm here with the
And
non-wrestling fan.
AJ Talent. Yep. So this is a new thing for the channel, but this is kind of a continuation of something we've done before. It's the guessing game, but this is unique because this is the first one you're hosting. Because every guessing game has been for stuff that I'm familiar with and you've only limited knowledge. Ben 10, Dragon Ball. I think that's it. And then, this is a unique one where I have very limited wrestling experience, only really know a bit from hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Whereas you are obviously a mega fan, so it'll be cool to, see what I can guess right.
Yeah, this I think will be fun. We've always kind of talked about for years that we wanted to like do some wrestling stuff. Because I started watching wrestling. We were still like hanging out pretty regularly, and I think one day too I was just like super into it. Like I think one day I left your house, and then all of a sudden I just was super into wrestling all of a sudden type of thing. So
I do because to go a little bit into our tragic backstories. I do remember we used to play action figures together a lot. And then, like, one day, you just got, and we would come up with, storylines. And then, one day, you just, a switch flipped, and, everything you wanted to do was, wrestling related.
Yeah. So but yeah, so this will be fun. Kind of weird too, because we haven't. You're the non-wrestling guy, but I don't know if our first video we ever did together was a wrestling video too, which is weird. I don't know if you remember that. It was like a predictions.
Yeah, that is funny. Yeah, came full circle on that
one. But yeah, so this will be fun. To have AJ watch wrestling. Because he's the outsider's perspective. Usually, people kind of get into wrestling when they're younger. I feel like nowadays it's not happening so much. People are kind of getting older now. But usually, you're about 10, 11, like preteens or like really young when you get into wrestling. So AJ is going to be getting into it like almost in his 30s type of thing. So that'll be kind of interesting to see what he thinks of it.
And I'm like 25. Fuck off.
I said almost 30. So
yeah. Well, I'm also almost 20 then.
Yeah, but yeah, so this will be kind of interesting. And again, AJ's seen some wrestling stuff. Again, like we said, he's done a couple wrestling videos. He did GM almost 2 years ago now. And then when I was in Florida, he watched a couple of wrestling things. So, yeah, so this will be fun. And again,
a lot of what I know is vague and no context. So it'll be really weird what I can remember.
Yeah. So doing this guessing game was pretty fun, coming up with it. I will say I'm probably going to say some stuff that isn't on the guessing game just because some of it I'll just think of. But this guessing game was hard to make because with you're doing TV shows, and the TV shows have a beginning and an end. Usually it starts somewhere and ends somewhere. But wrestling, as you know, AJ, is an ongoing thing. Wrestling doesn't really have a starting point or an ending point. And there's so many things that can happen in wrestling that I can't really ask you, what's the main storyline? Who's the main character and all that type of stuff. I kind of wrestling is an ongoing thing.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I've made this comparison before, but I've been a comic book fan since I was a kid. And I imagine it's similar to that, where there isn't really one, concrete storyline, but what it'll be is, a bunch of little storylines happening, and occasionally they'll, cross over with each other. And then, usually once a year, or maybe twice a year, depending, they'll have, a big crossover event with, all the pieces kind of coming together for it. And I imagine that's kind of what wrestling is, where you have individual storylines for wrestlers. They'll kind of bump together occasionally. And then you'll have stuff I'm assuming, WrestleMania is, a once-a-year thing. And then, you'll, have a lot of the storylines, have big moments during that.
Yeah, definitely. But let's just get right into it. But yeah, let's just go through the first question. Usually this is kind of a thing that wrestling fans just have to describe wrestling to non-wrestling fans to explain what the hell wrestling is. But I'm going to reverse it this time. AJ, I'm going to have you. What is wrestling? How do you describe it? Knowing nothing.
When a buff man and a buff man love each other very much, they wear very minimal clothing and then rub all up against each other. Usually to a bunch of people screaming and cheering. No, but so I know it's been around for quite a while, a couple decades. I don't know when exactly like modern day wrestling kind of formed, but I imagine it was probably like I don't know, 70s or 80s. Um, and yeah, the idea is they are larger than life, super strong men and women, and they kind of have their own like storylines going, as we said. Where they are the good guys and the bad guys, and they have like conflicts with each other, and they duke it out in the ring. But I know there are sections where they'll like follow the wrestlers outside of the ring,
Okay.
like doing interviews or whatever.
Yeah, you got that almost. Was that it?
Yeah. So I was gonna say it is kind of like a TV show in a weird way.
Um, and again, I'm gonna kind of take the format where like I'm not gonna obviously give you the complete answers, but you got that pretty much right. For the most part, wrestling, is kind of like a larger than life show. Two characters going at it with each other. There's a lot of that's going at it. So you got that pretty much correct. For the most part. But this is where I have to muddy the waters a little bit. Is wrestling real?
Yes and no.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah, I know it's something a lot of wrestling fans hate. When people just go like, "LOL, wrestling is stupid and fake." I know that's something that pisses a lot of people off. But I think so. Obviously, yes, it is scripted. They have writers, creating the storylines for these, people who are playing characters or personas, I guess. But I think a lot of it is real. It will like in the sense that like they take their job seriously. They are wanting to put on a good show for the people. And like some of the issues they have are have some truth to it. And then like it's also funny because like I know like the CEO of like the WWE was like a wrestler. Like he wasn't like a fake CEO or business guy. Like he was like legit
Right.
like CEO. Like, and I was like, that's so funny. That'd be like if fucking Stan Lee like actually put on a fucking superhero costume and like fought crime.
Yeah. 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 You got that pretty much right. Also like when you watch wrestling, the moves that they take, that actually does hurt them for the most part. Like there can be real injuries that happen and everything like that. That's not like obviously just stunts that you see on television and everything like that. If you ever see someone get hit with a chair or a kendo stick and there's bruising, that's real bruising for the most part. I guess the match is predetermined. Like, do they already know who's gonna win or lose like ahead of time and everything like that?
Oh, well, again, they have storylines they want to do. And like I know it could be a common thing to like have like a big name lose to like a newer guy to kind of prop up the newer guy and like get people interested in him.
Yeah.
And likewise, I know like I said, kind of adding to the real thing. I know at least one example where the company was pretty pissed off at one wrestler, so like kept making him like lose.
Mm-hmm.
And he was obviously pretty pissed off about that. So yeah, the storylines are the wrestling matches I think are mostly predetermined, but I imagine there are a couple where they're kind of like, they have like scenarios like you said, like if somebody actually gets like hurt, like it might be tough for him to actually like convincingly win the match. So I imagine they at least have a general idea of like, okay, so like if we can't convincingly make this guy win, we have like a backup in case like the other guy wins.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're pretty much right on the money with that. Wrestling, like we said, is predetermined. There's a lot of storylines. There's a lot of larger life characters. They don't just go out there and have wrestling matches. And again, they know who's gonna win pretty much ahead of time. For the most part, they have a planned winner. But yeah, like the moves that they take, obviously does a lot of damage to their bodies and everything like that. And sometimes, if there's two wrestlers that are in a feud, sometimes it can get real personal real quickly and everything like that. I guess the thing is too, it's not like watching actors on TV in the sense that like they'll also like real people for the most part.
Yeah, actors. I guess there's a level of separation because, like, like they're playing different people, whereas these guys, like, yeah, they're like kind of putting on a persona, but like it's their names, it's like their actual like lives.
Yeah.
So I guess like the lines can get blurred a little bit.
And they'll try to not as much nowadays, but back in the like the '90s and stuff before social media became a thing. If you saw like a wrestler like at an airport, he would try to like stay in character to like make people believe he was actually like who he was on television and everything like that type of thing for the
Yeah,
most part.
yeah, yeah. Because I think like the widespread knowing that wrestling is like scripted is a little bit more recent. Like I'm sure people always kind of knew it, but like yeah, I think back then there was kind of that level of like okay, kind of keeping character if you like meet the fans.
Oh, and then if there's obviously in television and like movies and stuff, if there's like a mess up, they can like redo it. But in wrestling, it's live television. They can't redo it if they mess it up or anything like that.
And like if a guy like actually gets hurt and he like can't convincingly win the match, I imagine they have to have like a backup. It's like, oh fuck yeah, no, we can't really make him like win the fight at this point. Like we've got to come up with a backup.
And also, and the refs sometimes have to call it like it to an extent, like it's like if a wrestler, not just her, but if a wrestler like forgets to kick out, sometimes he has to like just say, all right, I gotta count to three here, type of thing. Like you didn't kick out, you forgot to kick out or whatever, that type of thing. So sometimes that does happen. So, or there was a battle royal one time where the person that was supposed to win got eliminated by accident, and obviously you can't really redo that and everything like that.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Yeah, that is interesting. Where yeah, they can rehearse as much as they can, but human error will happen. Yeah.
All right, so that kind of takes care of that one. So then, what is the biggest wrestling company in the world?
That is obviously the WWE. And then as for other companies, that one's a bit trickier. I remember I showed you a couple of videos of like some guys like reacting to like really small scale.
Mm-hmm.
I think one was called like the Russell Factory.
Yeah.
But again, that's kind of tough because so again to make the comic book comparison, everyone knows Marvel and everyone knows DC. But yes, the average person like name any besides that, they're probably going to struggle.
Yeah.
Interesting because at least with comics you get two, Marvel and DC. With wrestling, like I would say again, say the average person knows what the WWE is, but like I wouldn't really say there's like a number two that's like kind of like neck and neck with that. I imagine there are like ones that like are popular.
Yeah.
But like
so
again, I think WWE is the big main one.
Yeah, so at the moment WWE is the most well known one, the most popular one. It's been around as the WWE since 2002. I don't know if you've ever heard about this. They used to be the WWF, but then obviously they got sued by the World Wildlife Federation, so they had to change their name to WWE.
That's kind of
there's a funny meme, that like they got beat because the logo is like a panda, so there's been a lot of funny gifs and memes about that type of stuff.
I actually did. It was a panda.
But then, before that, they used to be in like the territory system. So, you would Florida would be a territory, New York like area would be its own territory, and then like. If you were done with that territory, you would just go to the next territory. But then the owner, Vince McMahon, like made I just gave away the answers to one of my questions. He expanded it and basically made it the WWF, like a national brand and everything like that. And then like I said, it became WWE. But there is other companies. There's a company called AEW that's like the second biggest company in the world. It's and a lot of television shows. It's probably the next closest one. There's a company called TNA. And no, it doesn't mean what you think it means. It stands for Total Nonstop Action. But they made it TNA. That's been around for a while. The funny thing about that company is that company's had a lot of moments where it's been like really bad. So every time we're like wonder, oh, is this going to be the year that it goes out of business? And then like now the one joke has been like it's just going to outlive us all because it's been around for so long and everything like that. There's a lot of companies in Japan, some called New Japan Pro Wrestling, and other companies like that. There used to be companies that, like these, one of them's called WCW, that's owned by Ted Turner. That was owned by Ted Turner before it went out of business, and that like almost put WWF out of business. Like the
Wow.
it came very close, and then there was one called ECW, which is Extreme Championship Wrestling, where it was a very violent promotion, but unfortunately, they didn't have a lot of budget, so
That is interesting because I mentioned Owen. I started playing the Yakuza games, which are obviously like based on like the Japanese like mob, like they're like the Japanese mafia essentially. And it's set in like some of it are set in, like the 80s, 90s, and like early 2000s. And they have a couple mentions of like wrestling companies, but like I didn't know that was like
yeah.
legit. I thought that was just like a mini game thing, or like a little side whatever. Like I didn't think that was like, oh, okay, so wrestling is like actually like popular. It's interesting.
And then there's also wrestling companies that are like very small. Like you can only watch it like locally. Like you probably have some on Florida if you looked around and everything like that. That's kind of like what they call the indies. That's kind of the independents. Well, that's where you kind of go to start your wrestling training sometimes and everything like that, and kind of start to get your name out there to get noticed by these bigger wrestling companies that have television deals and everything like that. What makes WWE a big company is obviously the very global, and they have a lot of money behind them, and they have a lot of television deals and everything like that. And again, it just helps that it's been around for so long. They became like they ended up going public like back in like 2000, which really helped them become like a big wrestling company and everything like that.
Oh.
So what does WWE stand for, AJ, if you had to guess?
Wrestling. World Wrestling. E. Actually, I don't know. I don't know that.
Do you want to guess the E?
Erection. How about that?
What wrestling? What?
Erection.
Oh my gosh. That's really funny that you thought that's what that stood for. But it's World Wrestling Entertainment.
Oh, entertainment. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Want to guess what WWF stood for?
World Wrestling F. My foundation. F. Fuck.
Was that a guess?
Yeah, sure. Why not? World Wrestling. Fuck.
It's World Wrestling Federation.
Federation. That's a unique one. I would not expected Federation.
And then do you want to guess there was a WWF because it was called that at one point. Do you want to guess what that stands for?
Was that a fucking website? www.com.
It's the same company. That's what WWF.
Yeah, so in World Wrestling.
What was the F? You got to remember what the F is.
Yeah, Federate World. Well, again, there's 3 W's.
Yeah.
So WW. Yeah, World Wrestling blank Federation. World Wrestling Wikipedia Federation.
That'd be hilarious, but it's worldwide. It's Worldwide Wrestling Federation. So.
Oh, fuck you!
I know. Yeah, they just moved it over. So.
Yeah.
And then want to guess what T? Well, I just told you, but to see if you remember.
It's an ass.
That's the one joke, but it's total nonstop action. That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess what AEW stands for?
Wait, what is it?
AEW, so AE and then W.
Well, obviously the W is wrestling. Association E. No, I got no clue. These are fucking tough abbreviations. I would not know these.
I know. Oh, you're not gonna guess the E?
Yeah. Erection.
All Elite Wrestling. So.
All Elite. Fuck. NFL. I feel like that one's pretty easy. National Football League. That one's easy.
Do you want to guess what WCW stands for, just for fun?
WCW. World Cox Wide.
World Championship Wrestling. So.
World Champion Wrestling. Okay. Okay, that one. That's fair enough.
I can't believe I can't believe you didn't put wrestling at least in there somewhere.
No, Cox Wide is better.
And then ECW. I think I just said this one a little bit ago.
East. Champion Wrestling.
Actually, that's what it was called at one point. It was Eastern Championship Wrestling, but then they changed the name like in '95 to Extreme Championship Wrestling. So
Okay. I was gonna say, is that the one that's in Japan? You know, because East would, you know.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
okay, so a Japan one, NJPW. I guess what that stands for.
NJPW. Not jobs. Penis wide.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Okay, yeah.
And then I guess one more we'll do TRP. Well,
Is this one also in Japan?
TRPW, I guess.
Well, yeah, okay. Is this one also in Japan?
No, it's in Massachusetts.
Oh, fuck.
I'm just fucking with you now.
TRP. I have mass. I have no clue what the T could be. I'm guessing the P is professional. Like professional wrestling. Tall, riding professional wrestlers.
Top Rope Promotions. Not even professionals. Promotions.
Really? Promotion? That, I don't know. All right, that's again. They're getting desperate for names. So it's like, fuck. There's a million companies. All right, what can our abbreviation be? Promotional. It's like, okay,
All right, we'll put an end to that. All right, do you want to name what are some of the biggest like wrestling like events like in the world? Like
WrestleMania, SmackDown. I feel like you've mentioned other ones, but those are the two that I can like think of at the top of my head.
SmackDown's not one of them. That's a question for, but yeah, WrestleMania is the biggest one. That's like the Super Bowl for WWE.
Yep.
New Japan Pro Wrestling is Wrestle Kingdom. That's like their Super Bowl. WrestleMania has to be 2 nights because it's one of the nights. It was like so long. Like I think I started watching at like 6 and ended at like midnight. So it's like 6 hour show one day. So they cut that stuff down to like 2 days now. So AEW's biggest show is probably All In. WCW's was Starrcade. I don't know what ECW's was. I don't know what that one was actually. And then WWE specifically, their big shows. They have like the big 4, what they call them, and it's typically the Royal Rumble, which just happened recently. That's kind of like.
Okay, I do remember the inmates at the prison I work at, like watching that.
Yeah.
Like that was on TV.
And then WrestleMania, and then SummerSlam. That's like the big summer show. That's usually takes place around July, August time. I remember I used to get excited for that when I was young because they used to be like the last pay-per-view, like before we go back to school. So I would get happy and then like sad when that show would happen because I'm like, oh shit, I'm going back to school pretty soon. So, and then Survivor Series. That's like the second oldest pay-per-view that's ever happened. That's not as big as it was. They kind of, but that's one of the big 4. There's other ones. There's some called Money in the Bank. That's seen as a pretty big show. And then King of the Ring was a big show for them at one point. So those are the big shows. Now, do you want to guess the names of different eras of wrestling? You're probably not going to get this one at all, but you know, that doesn't.
Hey, I guess kind of again to make the comic book comparison, you have like the Golden Age, the Silver Age, the Bronze Age, and they are typically different tones. You know, Golden Age is kind of where they're like figuring out like everything. Silver Age is like it's very goofy. Bronze Age kind of like got like really edgy at the beginning and then kind of like evened out. I'm guessing kind of a similar thing where it's at the beginning, you know, it's they're kind of like a beginning stage. Then there was a sort of like when it started to get popular, you had you know, I guess maybe more like crazy ideas being thrown around, you know, like wild wrestling personas. storylines. And I have no clue what era we're in now. I also have no clue how long these eras would last.
Right.
You know, like
I'm not gonna have you guess that.
quick, and some might be fucking 10 years. You know.
So yeah, I'll kind of do like well, I've heard them get dropped. There's the golden era that happened in the '80s. That's also known as the Hogan era because that's when Hulk Hogan got like real big and everything like that. So
yeah, okay, cool. Kind of right. You know, the golden age is like when a lot of the big names popped up.
And then that was kind of like when there was wrestling was very cartoony. A lot of characters had like very cartoonish like gimmicks and everything like that. That was kind of perceived more towards like kids and everything like that. And then there's the new generation era. I'm mainly talking about WWE right now too. That's kind of what I'm mainly the focus here is.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine the others that were around and are still around were kind of in a similar position.
The new generation era was when they kind of started focusing on like smaller wrestlers, because in the Hogan era it was kind of like the big muscular wrestlers that would mainly get the main showcase. They kind of focus on the like real athletes and everything like that, kind of being like real professional wrestlers and everything like that, kind of more of a technical approach. The submission based ones. That was kind of that's the weakest one because that was kind of in the midst of the time when that other company, like I mentioned, almost put WWF out of business. And then there's the Attitude Era. That's kind of like when things got. It was in the.
I've had her.
Yeah, that's like when things got like real raunchy and like they would do really. That was in the '90s, and obviously, as you know, in the '90s, that's a very like a metal, like punk rock type of era.
Yeah, I was gonna say, also had a similar thing where everything got like really edgy and like extreme.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I have heard. I forgot about it, but I have heard you mention like the Attitude Era.
That's like seen as like the most popular, like probably era of wrestling. Then
because that's when it got really hit off, and again, like you said, it kind of people started to realize it's not just for like a kids thing.
Yeah, very much wasn't for kids back then. So, and then Ruthless Aggression Era. That's kind of like shortly after the Attitude Era. They kind of went back to like. I would say the new generation era, but like there was like a hybrid. There was like, you know, you were seeing more matches be longer and everything like that, but you were still seeing like be real people. Then we have the PG era. When WWE went PG, they call it the PG. It's the PG era, you know, where they became very kid friendly.
I was gonna say this because I remember. I guess we'll get into it a little bit. I remember when like John Cena first started. He was a little more like not like super, but like he was a little more raunchy. Like a couple of his moves were like the "fuck you" or something,
yeah.
And then whitewashed him, I guess, a little bit, like made him a lot more kid friendly.
And then we have the reality era. That's kind of like, you know, when they started to kind of like cater more towards the internet, and like a lot of people kind of started to realize like the ins and outs, and like they would kind of like break characters and stuff like that a little bit. And then right now, this era, I would have to say it's like in the Triple H, like TKO like era. TKO is the company that bought WWE like all that time ago. But yeah, those are the different eras. I guess I'll just tie it into the next question. I know it's not like but
how long did these like?
How long did they last?
Yeah.
So like I said,
or like longer than others.
Yeah. So the Hogan era, was probably like in the 80s. It probably ended like in 90. I would probably say 90, 92, 93. Like slowly when obviously when Hogan was like slowly being like phased out of the company and everything like that. The new generation era probably started in like 1991 and ended in 97. So the Attitude Era was the one that's weird because a lot of people like have different takes of when that started and when that ended. But if I had to say when it started, I would definitely say like late 1997, and then it probably ended probably late 2001. But a lot of people like say that like it like started in like early 97, and like ended in early '01. A lot of people say that like it started in like middle of 1997 and ended in like late 2002. For some fucking reason, some people say it started in like 1995 and like ended in like 2003. So like it jumps all over the fucking place when people say that when that era started.
That makes sense because it's like kind of like a phasing thing, like it doesn't all happen at once.
I know, but some people just like that's like the era like a lot of people. And then the ruthless aggression era that probably started in like 2002, and then ended in 2008. The PG era started in 2008 and ended in 2014. The reality era started in 2014, and I would say, I guess, ended in 2022. I would say, and then like obviously the the Triple H era started in like 2022, and the TKO era, which is now its own, probably started in like 2024. Because that's when that company like merged with WWE and everything like that. But I probably should have had you guess that, but like I don't think you would have been able to guess that. But whatever. So.
I would have been able to get that.
So let's have you guess this though. You might be able to guess this. Can you guess like who are the top wrestling like guys like in each of these eras, like the main like characters? I mean, one of them I just gave you. So
Is the first one because you even called it the Hogan era. New generation. I mean, I imagine there was quite a few breakout stars from that.
We'll get these ones.
This is probably off because I don't know exactly when he started, and also because he's not really lean. But Undertaker, because I know he's like an older wrestler. Like he was a little after Hogan, but he was, but he's been retired for a while now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna guess Undertaker. Probably wrong. Then you had the Attitude Era. Fuck, I remember The Rock was a wrestler. I'm gonna guess then.
Okay.
I don't know how long he's been. He's getting old, so like 90s. Yeah, The Rock. And then the next one, like going it. Well,
Ruthless. So this would be Ruthless Aggression era.
Ruthless Aggression. Again, I'm gonna say John Cena because, like I said, I know he like started off a little edgier, and then they kind of going into I'm assuming the PG era, they kind of cleaned him up a bit.
And then PG era.
Well, again, I even though John Cena probably started earlier, I imagine he was the breakout of PG.
Okay.
Rey Mysterio is one because like I know who he is, but like I don't know if that's like a popular one. So I guess even when John Cena was the star of PG, and then Rey Mysterio was the Ruthless, I guess.
Okay. And then reality era.
It's tough because then
I know you don't know anybody.
yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I can even guess because that's kind of because a lot of this I know from when we were kids, and then like 2014 is when we started hanging out less.
Yeah.
Obviously because I moved, so that's kind of where a lot of my stuff kind of ends.
Yeah, and that's what it started. So yeah, you got Hogan right, obviously. I mean, that was pretty obvious. You did not get the New Generation era right. It was there was two main focuses. It was a guy named Bret Hart and a guy named Shawn Michaels.
I've heard of Shawn Michaels. I don't know anything about him, and then the other guy I don't know anything about.
And then Attitude Era. There was like a lot of main characters, so I will give you The Rock. But the one that was probably the main star was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know if you know.
Oh, yeah, that one I know.
And then Ruthless Aggression was John Cena and Batista, who you know as Drax, right, from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
So that's why it's kind of weird to see Batista like be an actor in like in things now because he was like in the wrestling first and everything like that. So
yeah, it's tough because a lot of these like once you say the names, it clicks again. But like a lot of these, I can't think of it at the top of my head.
And then 2014, somebody named and then 2008 was actually still Cena, because he was still very much the face of the PG era. So PG era was still Cena. It was mainly Cena in the PG era, and then like it was a mix between Cena and Batista in the Ruthless Aggression era. So
yeah.
And then 2014 was a wrestler named.
At then that he was kind of like a little bit in both eras.
Yeah.
So I got that right.
And then 2014 was a wrestler named Roman Reigns. I don't even think you know who that is. And then 2025 TKO era is Cody Rhodes. Don't even know who that is. So,
I think I've heard his name mentioned again, like Shawn Michaels. Don't know anything about him.
he was probably in. I think he was probably in like. He probably was in GM. Cody Rhodes was.
Yeah, is where the names think, or I'm thinking
Yeah.
of the name.
Okay. So then, do you want to guess the weekly wrestling shows that are on throughout the week? Maybe you could guess where they air. It's just what.
I'm not sure.
Like what channel they're on and everything like that. What time?
I haven't watched cable in like 10 years.
You already won on some of them. That's a hint too.
Nah,
Wait, just say, because you just said I haven't watched cable in 10 years. I did. Wait, when you say cable, I'm like, you already won on some of them. Because someone on someone on cable.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, well, I guess you mentioned like the internet era. Okay.
So just guess the names of the shows, where they air, and I guess what I'm gonna have you do one time just to be a real dick.
Fuck. Yeah, we're East Coast. You usually watch it at night. I'm gonna say, and I remember. Okay, you said 6 to 12 was like a long one. I'm gonna guess. Typically, it's like 8 or 9 p.m. till like midnight.
Okay.
And I'm guessing like you can find it on like. I'm guessing they have a website, I'm guessing they don't air for free. I'm guessing you have to like subscribe or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
So yeah, I'll just tell you.
I'm not gonna get this.
Monday night. There's a show called Monday Night Raw. That airs Mondays. And
Okay, I've heard of that.
that's on 8 to 10:30. It's on Netflix actually. That streams live on Netflix now, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
Because Netflix does a lot of live television, like live sporting events now. So they bought the rights to Raw, which is pretty cool. You can literally start watching Raw like anytime you want, like when it's on, type of thing. And you can pause it now and everything like that. So that's pretty cool.
yeah.
And then there's a show called NXT. I'm pretty sure that was like one of the ones like you had a GM, like you had the 2.0 one, but that actually is like a real show, the NXT. I don't know if you.
Oh, okay.
That's on from 8 to 10 o'clock. That's on the CW network. And then on Fridays, there's SmackDown. That's on the USA network. That's on from 8 to 11. And then there's a show called Main Event that's like on YouTube. And then there's a show called Evolve.
Very appropriate name, just Main Event.
Yeah. There's a show called Evolve that's on Tubi. I don't know if you've ever heard of that streaming service, but that's a streaming service. And then the PLEs, the pay-per-views, are on ESPN Plus now. So you have to get ESPN to...
Okay. Oh, I guess I have a question. So, do you have to typically, as a wrestling fan, have to keep up with all these? Because I imagine, like, you know, if a wrestler is like showing up in Raw and then also Main Event, I'm assuming this is all like WWE, or I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Like will like if say he shows up in Raw and then like will he like and he lost to a guy and then they have like a rematch in Main Event. He's like, I lost to you before and I'm not gonna again fuck your wife.
Yes.
Like I'm guessing you have to have watched the previous one.
Yeah, it definitely helps to watch obviously all the stuff. Like it's like obviously you can't miss like a episode of like Breaking Bad. Like but it is a little one-off-ish. Like if you go away or something and like and you can't watch for a few weeks because of finals and stuff, you could probably miss a few episodes, and then like you would be kind of a little bit lost, but you would kind of be able to get caught up and like figure out what's going on. The biggest thing that's a struggle now is online, because nowadays they just post the clips on YouTube, so you could just go on YouTube and just kind of watch some clips and get caught up like that way.
Okay. Again, like to make the football comparison, if you miss a game, you can watch like a highlights reel, to get like a gist of what happened in the game.
Yeah. Back obviously before the internet, you would obviously have to like keep up and everything like that type of thing. I think it depends on too, like how hot, like how popular the product is. Because if the product's not very interesting and not very good, you could probably miss one and not really, not feel like you really missed anything. But then obviously, like,
I got
but then obviously, if the product's really interesting, um, you definitely want to make sure like you keep up and everything like that. Um,
well. My question is, because I know like Doctor Who, because I have a coworker who's a fan of it. When that first got started, there's a bunch of lost episodes because like AMC, I think it is, like like kind of just like lost a lot of like their original airing episodes and like or like taped over it or whatever. So like there's a bunch of like missing episodes from like early on in the show. Wrestling before like obviously the internet where everything's like saved forever. Like, is there some like lost wrestling media because like obviously like nobody like really recorded it or like
um,
stored it properly?
Now, yes, because they were on Peacock before they went to ESPN Plus and Netflix. But then the Peacock deal ended, so some of the stuff now like hasn't gone over to like you know Netflix or like you know ESPN Plus yet or anything like that. So there's a bunch of lost media kind of at the moment.
Okay, well, I mean, that's okay, I guess, because people probably like recorded it and like you could find it just not legal.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely not much like lost media.
That's good.
I will say like there's like live events that aren't like recorded or anything like that. So I guess that, but like they don't really do anything. Like if you didn't see the live event, like if it like say like it was gonna be at your say like the live event was like near you, and like if you didn't go to the live event, you wouldn't miss anything because they don't really reference anything like from the live events or anything like
Yeah.
that. But sometimes they like to make you feel like you're missing something because they'll do like a title change and be like, "Oh, look, you could have seen a title change like if you come to this show and everything like that type of thing." So, um, or sometimes someone could just there is things that can happen like all of a sudden like very unexpectedly. So, let's see. So, what do you want?
Now we're in, well, I guess any more questions before we get into Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to. Well, should we do real or fake first, or me guessing wrestlers' names for a minute?
Let's do how is a wrestling match set up? That's the last question. You want to guess like how a wrestling match is set up? Because like you said, now you know it's predetermined. How do you think they piece the wrestling like matches like together and everything like that? Obviously.
I go off GM for this. I'm imagining I can like kind of begin and end with like the big deals, like either a title match or kind of like a I suppose like a gimmick where it's like like a tag team with like some big popular wrestlers or something like that, and then you kind of have your like lesser excitement ones like towards the middle.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
you mentioned that like you said 8 to 10:30, so typically a show is like 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm gonna guess there's probably like 4 to 5 matches per show.
I guess a better question is like because like you said the matches are predetermined and everything like that. How do you think they structure like the actual not like a show like the matches like if two wrestlers are gonna face each other? How do you think they put their like match like together? Like do you think they like just wait till they get to the ring and like do all this stuff, or do you think they have like a conversation like before the match and everything like that?
Um, okay, because I remember I think you showed it to me like one time like a guy had another in like a hold and he like put his like hand over his mouth so they could kind of like be like, okay, so next I'm gonna do like kind of like rehearse what they're gonna do next.
Yeah.
I'm guessing before I'm guessing they like practice like beforehand like what's gonna happen. They get like an idea of what's gonna happen. Um, okay, can you like rephrase the question because I'm confused on what you mean.
So how do you think they like put a match together in terms of like how do the wrestlers decide like what's gonna happen in the match that they're gonna have like with each other and everything like that? Um, do you think they wait till they have the match like that day and just like to say like hey we're just gonna like we're just gonna call it on the fly? Or do you think they like rehearse their matches like several times like before the match happens and everything?
I'm never heard. Well, it probably depends. I imagine somebody like The Rock or John Cena or Undertaker. I imagine they're like being more popular, have busier schedules, especially if they're like fighting like kind of like a newer like no name guy. I imagine like probably tough to like set up a rehearsal. Those they probably more so like wing it.
So you actually,
But like typically,
so you actually are correct. Yeah. There's multiple ways to like put a match together. Some wrestlers will just wait till they get to the ring. That obviously depends on like how often they've worked with each other. Some wrestlers will have worked with each other enough where they can just go and call a match in the ring and just kind of like hope everything's okay. Some wrestlers have to rehearse everything. There was a wrestler. I don't want to say his name because he's in one of the real or fake things, but he had to like have like to a T like bullet points like everything like that was gonna happen like in the match to a T. And that it
okay.
was
So, individual, I guess.
yeah. Funny thing, like sometimes, like one of the wrestlers said in an interview, like sometimes he would like call him in the middle of the night and just like because he had a bullet point like on a piece of paper, and he would like ask him like a random like bullet point type of thing, which is really funny. Obviously, like I said, things will go on sometimes. This is really funny. There was two wrestlers that had the match all planned out about how it was gonna go and everything like that. But then one of the wrestlers went out and got high the night before, and he was like high, so he like forgot everything he was supposed to fucking do. So one of the wrestlers had to like work him through like bullet point by like bullet point, like everything he was supposed to like fucking do, like and everything. Like he had to really save that fucking match and everything like that type of thing.
That's real funny. I want to see that match now. Just because I'm sure it's obvious that he's high.
Actually, it's really not. It's not that. But you can like see like you could definitely tell like there's points in the match where like the wrestlers like obviously giving him instructions. So, but yeah, let's do real.
And I remember it was a video I sent you of like these two guys like watching like like I'm assuming indie like wrestling, and it was this one guy called like the Smooth Sailor. And like it was super obvious during the match, he was like getting an erection,
Right.
and like, yeah, and like he was like wearing nothing but like a speedo, so like it was super obvious. And like at one point, his like opponent was like out of the ring, and he like went over to the rope to like sit down, and the guy's doing commentary where they even like, oh my god, he's sitting there. That's not in the script. He's trying to like calm down and get rid of his erection.
But yeah. Also, I meant to. I forgot to put this in the question, but how do you become a wrestler? Like, do you think you just wake up one day, AJ, and just become a? You just a wrestler?
Yeah, I definitely again just wake up. I fucking become like the fucking Hulk, and I just walk around in like no clothing and beat the shit out of people.
Yeah. Do you just wake up one day you're a wrestler? Do you think that's how it works?
Every Tuesday for me.
But yeah, how do you become a wrestler? How does one become a wrestler?
I'm imagining it's like you apply to like indie, smaller scale wrestling companies. I'm assuming there's auditions or like anything like that. Get your start there. Kind of work your way up the ladder on that, and then I'm assuming that like kind of like scouting like the bigger names. Kind of keep an eye on some of the more local ones through like hearsay or whatever. Or maybe there's like contacts in the indie ones that can like promote you up to the bigger ones. So I imagine that's kind of how it goes.
You wake up, you're a wrestler one day. That's it, Yeah, you're a wrestler.
Yeah, there you go.
No, but there's various different ways that this works. Definitely the way you said, you also have to go to wrestling before the independence. You have to like go to wrestling school and everything like that, like before you can even like.
I didn't know that. Okay, I kind of figured they gave you like each company would give you like I kind of like a training course, but I didn't know it would be like a full on school.
No, you have to go to like before you even can even like look at any because before you go to independence, you have to like know how to do the moves and like do them safely and like learn how to fall, learn how to fall like in the ring and everything like that and all that types of stuff.
Well, yeah, I kind of figured they would do that like at the company, but okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense that they wouldn't want to waste time.
Yeah.
To like do all the basics.
And then obviously, like, this part I'm not sure. Like, I guess every wrestler's different. Depends on how you do in the school. Then you, like, go and have your first match. You go work, like, obviously, like I said, the independents. And again, I think some people it just depends. Some people get noticed really quickly on the independents and go right to a big company. Some of them it takes obviously longer. Then you go to the big company. For WWE, they have the developmental system, which they help you like become a WWE superstar, which is what NXT is. Uh, and then when they feel like you've done everything on NXT, you go on to the what they call the main roster, which was like Raw or SmackDown, and then you work on television, and then sometimes that's where the journey ends. But there's obviously other ways. Now they have an NIL program where like if you're an athlete, they take like athletes from schools and they kind of help them put them through school, and then like if they want to, they can be.
Yeah, I was going to make the football comparison where a lot of people, a lot of players get noticed like during like college ball, and colleges will of course like recruit you from high school and like pay for your education. But I'm assuming like there's some cases where like if you're a big name in high school,
Yeah,
like NFL, right away.
and then
Like I played football in high school, and like there were a couple people. The school made a big deal of it, where like they actually had like signings at the school. Like I remember they had a couple of football guys go and like watch like our captain like get signed to like a big college, and like they had a couple like reporters there and everything.
yeah, but yeah, kind of the same thing here. And then they'll actually train you how to be a wrestler like for WWE and everything like that. And then again, you go to NXT, Raw, or SmackDown. Um, and then everyone's journey, like you said, everyone's journey in life is different. So some people make it big quicker. Some people don't make it big as quick. Some people just never make it big. They just stay kind of in the independence. So everyone's journey's different. Just wake up and you're a wrestler.
Yeah.
You don't just wake up and you're a wrestler one day.
There you go.
But yeah, let's play real.
Wish there was any.
But yeah, let's play real or fake. I'm gonna give you a wrestler, AJ. You're gonna have to guess if they're real or fake. As you can see, I went easy first, and then it gets harder and harder as you go along. So I'll just give you each wrestler. This is pretty easy. Hulk Hogan. Is he a real wrestler or is he a fake wrestler?
He's fake, Owen. He's real. He was a figment of my imagination. No, he's real.
Okay. Bryan Cranston. Is that a real wrestler?
He is a real person, not a real wrestler.
Yeah. Ric Flair. Is that real or fake? Say that again.
Ric Flair.
What did you say the first time about the Bryan? Because I was talking over you.
I was just saying, if you want to count his fights against Jesse, like in the RV at his house, if you want to count that as real.
But yeah, Ric Flair, is he real or fake?
He's real. I don't know much about him, but I've heard his name mentioned.
Your dad probably mentioned him. Hugh Jackman. Is that guy real or fake?
No, because I know he's an actor, and I believe he's mainly known for doing musicals. So I don't think he actually has done
I
wrestling.
think he was he Wolverine at one point? I'm pretty sure Huh?
Yeah, he's Wolverine.
Baker Mayfield. Is he real or fake?
I've heard the name before. This might be another just actor, but I think he is a real wrestler.
He is not. He's the Patriots quarterback. So.
Oh shit, you're right. I was like, I have heard this name before. Yeah, you're right. He is.
Misa Amane.
Yeah, that'd be funny if she like that's like her side thing. Like she's like, yeah, I'm like Kira, but like I'm also like a wrestler on the side.
I guess it.
No.
I get maybe if they're fake, just say who it is, so that way, in case like, who is that?
That's a character in Death Note. She's the second Kira.
Yeah. Logan Paul.
He is a wannabe boxer, but he's not a wrestler.
That is Juan. That's his brother.
Oh, you're right. That's Jake Paul.
Logan
Right.
Logan Paul is a real wrestler. He wrestles for WWE now. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a full.
Okay, yeah, I'll Jake Paul because I know he boxed Mike Tyson in like his fucking 150s.
That's why I threw Logan Paul in there, is I figured you would think it's Jake Paul. So.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? That threw me off. That is good on you.
I was gonna put Jake Paul in there, but then as you can see, I made a better choice going with Logan Paul. So
yeah, that really threw me off. That's a good one.
Becky Lynch.
I've heard this name before. Fuck, that's tough because again, it's probably an actor, but I'm gonna say that's a real wrestler.
It is a real wrestler.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio.
That is a real one.
Ben Scott.
before he got it, you know what? He was wrestling some guys before the plane crash. You know, so I guess you could say he was a wrestler in a manner of speaking.
I was kind of hoping I would thought because we never say his name like together, so like I was wondering like are you gonna actually get this? So,
Oh yeah. Honestly, I forgot his name for a while because we always call him Coach Scott. I forgot his first name was Ben for a minute.
yeah, and I didn't put Coach either, so I figured if I put Coach, I would have thought Big Show.
Yeah.
It's Big Show, real wrestler.
You know what? I feel like with that name, you want me to think it's a wrestler. I'm going to say no.
It's a real wrestler. It's the Big Show.
You know, that's a badass name.
So as you can see, I put you in a spot here. There's two people. George Creel.
I'm going to say yes, and then George Steele is not a real wrestler.
Oh, you mixed it up. George Creel, like as a journalist, he did some journalist related for World War II. So, and George Steele is a real wrestler. So you mix it.
Oh, yeah, I figured Steele would be more of the wrestler name, so I was thinking that would be you throwing me off. Nope, okay, that's, fair enough.
And obviously, funny thing in school, because I watched wrestling first, I kept mixing up George Creel with George Steele. And I think one time...
What, report on?
Huh?
What did he report on?
Oh, I don't know. I just looked up who he...
Oh. Okay, because you said World War II. I'm like, that's a very broad thing. Like, I didn't know if you knew what specifically.
Well, because I've heard this name years ago, so I'm like, oh, what did he actually do? And obviously, I didn't look too far. I just saw he was a journalist. So,
yeah.
But yeah, in my tests and stuff, I would always get this question wrong, like who we, because I would always write George Steele and not George Creel. So
yeah.
Bailey.
That is real because I think in GM I had a wrestler named Bailey.
That's correct.
Cool.
The Prototype.
Real?
Yeah, that was John Cena's ring name before he signed with WWE.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't use his real name until WWE. He was the Prototype. So it was quite a bad gimmick. So
I was gonna say, like, what the fuck is your gimmick with that? Like, you're shitty? Because a Prototype is usually shitty.
Yeah, that's Austin Aries.
Real.
Yeah, he's real.
Okay.
The Nexus. I don't know if you remember this. The Nexus.
Real.
Yeah, that's that group. We used to remember that group in action figure. I mean, it wasn't the. They're different than they were in, obviously, the action figures, but that's a real group.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in our wrestling matches, we had fucking, like, Patrick Starr and, like, Goku, but his head was missing, you know? That was, like, the fucking who we had.
11.
Fake.
Yeah, that's a Stranger Things character.
Oh, I thought because Kevin 11.
Yeah, nope, Stranger Things character. The Red Flame.
Oh.
The Red Flame.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Because I'm trying to remember. I remember you and your friend had a joke going where you would only call him the Red Flame. You wouldn't call him
So you're saying real wrestler or fake?
wrestler.
Huh?
Well, like real in the sense, like that's not his name, but like you don't call him by his name.
Fake. That's a fake. Remember some of the guys in GM weren't real wrestlers. So.
Oh. Well, I thought the thing was that like he was a real wrestler, but you like refused to call him anything but the Red Flame.
Nope, it's a fake wrestler. That's just who is in the GM. The Yeti. The Yeti.
You mean the Yeti?
Nope, the Yeti.
Oh, that's retarded. Sure. You know what? That's so dumb that he's not called the Yeti, but it's spelled the Yeti. That yes.
So it actually is the Yeti, but the commentators would always announce him as the Yeti. So,
like in a game or like in real
life. So,
okay, I said because like I'm pretty sure in the wrestling games they just have like a robot say it. So I'd be like that'd be funny if the robot was saying it wrong.
Yeah. So I guess this could be like. This is a guy they wrapped up in a mummy outfit, and he was called the Yeti. And he came out. You probably see
the Yeti, but they dress him like a mummy. Oh my god, there's so much wrong.
And then like he comes out and like there's a wrestler named the Giant that was like bear hugging Hulk Hogan. He comes out and you can look it up. It looks like he's full on like humping Hulk Hogan. That's a thing. So,
That's
and the wrestler, I don't think the wrestler showed up much after that. So they nixed that very quickly.
Hulk Hogan like killed him in real life. Like, oh shit. Okay.
Oh, like Kofi Kingston.
That is real. I remember you've talked about
Yep.
it.
China.
Real. I'm guessing that's one of like the Japanese ones.
No, it's a woman wrestler actually. That was like huge back then.
Oh, okay.
Matt Scarza.
Real?
No, that's Mr. Mustache from Yellow Jack. I wrote his real name down to.
Yeah, you're right. I fucking do. We only ever called him Mr. Mustache. I had no clue what his real name was.
Yeah, actually,
That's a good throw off.
yep. Nancy Wheeler.
Vague. I think isn't that a Yellow Jackets character?
No, it's a Stranger Things character.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was still right.
Charlotte Flair.
Okay, I don't remember what Lottie's last name was. I'm gonna guess fake.
No, real. That's Ric Flair's daughter. So.
Oh, yeah. I figured you might be doing like Lottie's name and then like just adding Flair to make me think. That's cool that they had a father daughter.
Yep.
Did they like ever team up?
No, because Ric Flair was long retired at that point. So. AJ Styles.
That's real.
Yep. Chris Dodd.
Fake.
Yeah, that's my friend that did GM with us. So.
Oh, cool. Like, I had no fun clue what his name was, so I just guessed on that one.
Gunther.
Fake.
No, that's real.
No.
No, I'm sorry, I can't give it to you. I already told you it's. Yeah, that's real. Remember that's the guy. That's the guy who.
No, I know. I said fake, and then as I was saying, I'm like, no, wait, I remember him from GM.
John Kramer.
Fake.
Yeah, that's a Saw character. So. John Tuddy.
I think that's also a name I know, but not from wrestling. I'm gonna say fake.
Yeah, that's my other friend that did GM with us. So.
Okay, cool.
So
I also.
This one I don't know how you're gonna Spider-Man. How you gonna answer that?
Technically, right?
Well, real or fake?
Well, technically real because he started off in wrestling.
I'm gonna give that to you.
He fought. Oh,
Nightmare Freddy.
I haven't seen any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I don't know if he ever wrestled. I'm gonna say real. I'm gonna say he did wrestle in one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
So this actually isn't even the inspiration was Freddy Krueger, but this is they actually took a gimmick and they took a wrestler, dressed him up like Freddy Krueger, and called him Nightmare Freddy. So he is a real wrestler. So
yeah, I can't believe they got copyrighted by the wildlife thing before that.
well, no, this was an Independence that did that. So no copyrights in the Independence, obviously. So Sasha Banks.
That one's real. I think I've heard her name before.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember we went to wrestling in Florida, and I think she was there. So
Yeah, I do remember that.
Lita.
That's real.
Yes. Millie Bobby Brown.
Heard the name. Don't remember where. That might have also been at that wrestling thing. I'm gonna say real.
Nope, that's fake. She plays 11 in Stranger Things. So.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen Stranger Things.
Randy.
Randy Savage. No, that one. That one's real.
Yep. Triton.
Fake. He was a fake wrestler. I had him. Yeah, and he sucked all the dick. He lost every match I put him in.
Did it one time like he sent you an email asking to win and then he lost?
Yeah, because I remember the thing was I was trying to set him up as like a comeback story, like from rags to riches. But like he sucked too much dick that like I couldn't make. I was like, no, he sucks. I can't make him the hero.
Did he send you like another email asking for something else? And you're like, no, fuck off. Like I'm asking for a raise or something. Like
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he asked for a raise. I'm like, you have lost every match you've been in.
Did you try to like put him like up against like a wrestler too that you thought he definitely was gonna fucking beat and he still fucking
Yeah, I really thought he was gonna win it. I was like, there's no way he loses this one, and he still lost. God,
Owen Hart.
I'm gonna say that one's real.
Yep. Ella Purnell.
Fake. I do not think she's been a wrestler.
Shark Boy.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. Is this like a joke that like the guy who plays him is a wrestler? He plays the guy in Twilight. Fuck, what has he done in his career? I don't know. He sucks. Fake.
No, real. So this is funny. There was a wrestling company called TNA that had the name Shark Boy first, but that movie that made Shark Boy Unlovable like stole that gimmick, so TNA like sued them for it, and they won the lawsuit actually because of that.
I know that. That's funny. Also, I mean, I feel like okay, that's a little petty, you know. Like, okay, come on, Shark Boy. That's not you weren't the first person to come up with.
But it was their gimmick, you know. They, Bonesaw McLaw.
That's real because I remember I made that joke earlier. Spider-Man, fuck the bone saw.
I'll actually give you. I was Stephen Coakley.
Real.
Nope, fake. That's one of my friends that also did GM with us for like 1 week.
Okay. I know a Stranger Things thing. Okay.
Mike Santana.
Real.
Yep. The Boogeyman.
Also real.
Yeah.
There's no way if they have had Shark Boy and Nightmare Freddy, there's no way they haven't had a Boogeyman.
The Christmas Creature.
That's also real.
That is one of those shitty gimmicks too.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was the Wrestling Factory video I showed you. They had like fucking like Bushman or something, or like Swamp Monster or whatever he was called.
Yep.
So I'm like, there's no. Yeah, I can imagine Christmas Creature.
Susie Crabgrass.
I don't know if it's like another joke that she's like actually a wrestler because I haven't seen Nancy Classified in so long. I'm gonna say real. I'm gonna say there was a wrestling episode in Ned's Classified.
Nope, that's fake.
Oh, okay.
Pat McAfee.
That one also sounds really familiar. I'm gonna say real.
Technically, yes, because he was a football player as a punter, but he's had some wrestling matches, so he's real.
Oh.
Kona Reeves.
Wait, so I'm guessing he didn't do it very long.
He's done a few matches, like here and there.
Kind of reminds me of the guy who wrote Goosebumps. He actually wrote for DC a couple times, but like it was like very short lived.
Kind of same thing for him. He comes back every now and then. Kona Reeves.
Real.
Yeah, he is real. And then Randy Orton.
That's a real one.
And then Crazy Steve.
Fake. Unless you want to count the rampages he goes on at the movie.
So this is that I thought there actually is another wrestler called Crazy Steve. So I wanted to.
I think Josh should sue them. Nickelodeon should sue them.
They should. All right. So now that we did that, do you want to do 1 minute or 2 minutes?
1 minute because we're already an hour in.
Okay. All right. So 1 minute, AJ. I'll start the timer in a couple minutes. You're just gonna name wrestlers that you know.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna start the timer now.
Okay. Randy Orton, The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, John Cena, The Undertaker, those four guys. I don't remember their names, but like two of them were leaving the WWE and the other two got fucked over. Randy Orton, Nick Joe, Owen the Birdman Finch. Or like, that's your username, but like, I think there's another guy who's like the Birdman, and that's why you got that like nickname.
Yeah, not that name though. That's not the name though. So.
Oh, okay, the Birdman. Rey Mysterio Jr. I might be sexist. I don't know any of the girls. Um, train track lady. That's what I'm gonna call her
Oh
as.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, it's over.
yeah, that was oh,
Oh, yeah. You did okay. Could have done worse.
all right.
Could have done better.
Not, but it's that's all right.
All right, so we'll just do this real quick. I wrote down some match stipulations. I want to see if you can guess the rules. What's the rules of a regular wrestling match? Just regular old two guys going to have a match. How do you win?
I'm guessing. There's like, you know, two guys in a ring. There's a referee, and I'm guessing no outside help technically for a regular match. They need in a pin. It's got to be a 3 count from the ref, and they also have to be like on their back for a 3 count. Like because I remember in like the games, you have to like flip them over.
Yeah.
Um, and you can't just like lie down on top of them. You have to like get their like limb like in a certain position. Can't go out of the ring because that's a ring out.
Well, you can, but how long?
No.
You can, but how long?
Oh, like 30 seconds.
Okay.
No weapons typically because I know in some matches you can like get weapons from outside, from like underneath the ring. I'm guessing that's like not a regular match though. I'm guessing that's it for like regular rules.
Yeah, got mostly got some things right there. Got some. You got one thin one. So.
Okay. I'm guessing it's like the how long they can be out of the ring for.
Yeah, it's either 10 seconds or 20, sometimes 20 seconds, never 30 seconds. So.
Okay, tag team, same rules, where it's 2 people, and then but they're typically 4 people in the ring. Typically, what it is 2 wrestlers in the ring. But if they're ever hurt or need to like tap out, they need to like touch the hand of the partner, and then the partner like swaps in for them.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like for like heels or whatever, like the guy on the outside will like occasionally like bend the rules and like attack even though he's not in the match.
Can 2 people of the same team, like if they can they be in the ring at the same time?
No, I think that's like the rule is like he has to like have his hand in like come on, you have to like tap my hand and then we can swap.
So they can be in the ring at the same time, but not longer than not for 5 seconds.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the game I abuse that rule. Like I'll just come in for 4 seconds and then leave. So.
Yeah, that seems like a very easy rule to like abuse. Yeah.
Then a multi-person match, like more than like if it's.
I'm guessing that where it's only supposed to be 2 in the at the time. For that one, it's like 3 or 4 people in the ring. It's like a free for all.
Yeah. Any like disqualifications or anything like that? Like, can you use weapons?
I'm guessing out. I can't imagine anything else that would be like breaking the rules.
How do you win? Because obviously you have to win it somehow.
I'm guessing ring out. Like get everybody out of the ring, be the last one in the ring.
Okay.
Because I imagine there's no way you're gonna get a 3 count if there's like 5 other people like trying to stop you.
And then a handicap match. What are the rules of that? What's that?
I'm not sure. Well, I'm guessing by the name, like there's some kind of handicap on the wrestlers. I don't know what they could be. Because I'd be stupid if it was like you can't use your hands and you can only use your tongue.
Okay.
Handicap. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that one.
I guess that one I'll just tell you. It's sometimes if it's so for example it could be like 1 versus 2, 2 versus 3, like basically more people on one side versus the other people.
Okay.
Sometimes there's tags, sometimes there isn't. And then a mixed tag match, what's that?
I'm guessing that's like I said, you're typically not supposed to have the same team in the ring at the same time unless for limited time. I'm guessing this is like where that rule's a bit more open. Like you could have the people on the outside of the ring helping out more.
That's one. It's
okay.
That's but man and a woman versus another man and a woman, and the men can only fight the men, and the woman can only fight the woman. So these matches are really bad because, like, for the men's sake, like Why would they ever tag out? Like if they're doing well, why would you ever tag out? You could basically just keep it a 1-on-1. I don't like these matches.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like if one of if the male is losing, and he like taps his partner, like he gets like if like both wrestlers get a reset. I guess.
Sometimes though, the male will be winning and they'll tag out. Like wait,
Okay, doesn't make any sense. You're right. I was gonna say. I guess that makes. I mean, I guess it's good for like the loser, the guy who's losing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then a 2 out of 3 falls match. What's that?
2 out of 3 fall. I'm guessing that's kind of like a round based match where, a round ends by them getting ringed out, and it's like best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, pretty much that's what it is. You have to win twice. Street fight. What's a street fight?
I'm guessing that's kind of where like you can get like weapons and shit like that. Like it's more like street rules, like a lot less limitations.
Yep. And then submission match.
No ring out. It's you have to 3 count.
You have to make him tap out. No pinfalls. You can only win by making him give up.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was kind of close. But yeah, okay.
And then falls count anywhere.
Okay, so yeah, you mentioned that like you can be out of the ring for like 10, 20 seconds. This is like the floor is lava essentially. If you're out of the ring, you're out.
No, this is you could pin them in. You could pin and make them tap out anywhere. Anywhere.
Oh, like even outside the ring? Okay.
Yep. You could do it backstage if you wanted to. You could take them all the way to the next state if you wanted to. So.
I'm sure it happened before where like a guy gets jumped like before he gets out to the ring, and then they like try to make him tap out. That's probably happened.
Steel cage match. What's that? What's the rules of that match?
Well, and they put a cage around the ring. If you're Spider-Man, that's useful. But for that one, obviously, there's no ring outs, and like you're in an enclosed space. So I'm guessing that's either a submission or 3 count.
You can also win by escaping the cage.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Over the top or through the door if you wanted to. And then what's a ladder match / TLC match? Because they're both the same thing.
That was one where there's a briefcase full of sweet dinero hanging from the ceiling, and then you have to get a ladder from somewhere and put it up, climb up to the top, and grab the briefcase. Obviously it can be chaotic because the other guy can like knock you off the ladder.
Yep.
Or things like that. I remember, kid, me and a couple of people went over to your house to watch a wrestling match, and all your friends were wrestling fans. I wasn't. So like Rey Mysterio, I think it was like gonna like he had the briefcase, like he was gonna win the match, and then somebody ripped his mask off, and he was like, "No, my one weakness," and he like fell off the ladder, and I was so confused. I was like, "Why do you fucking throw?" And then you were like, nobody can see what he looks like, and I was like, ah.
And then an I Quit match. What's an I Quit match?
It's where their health benefits aren't good enough. They're not a fan of the hours. They found another place to rough up on some men, and they've decided to put in their 2 week notice.
I'm gonna let you think that's what it is. I'm not gonna tell you what it actually is. I'm gonna let you think that. And then you just saw the Royal Rumble. What's that? You just saw it this weekend. So.
Yeah, well, like you said, that is kind of a WrestleMania / like SmackDown or Raw, like one of the 4 main shows, where like kind of like a Super Bowl, like you said.
It's also a match type though. So what?
Oh, fuck! I don't know. I'm guessing it's just like a bunch of big names in the ring.
Yeah, you have to win the match by throwing your opponent over the top rope, and it's usually 30 people, and they come out. It starts with 2 people in the ring, and then a new person will come in every 2 minutes. So.
Oh, okay.
Iron Man match. What's that?
We've talked about it before. This isn't one of the tables, or the ambulance. Isn't it like something with like a coffin or something? Like you gotta like put them in something.
No, this is the match will happen, and you have 60 minutes to get like as many pinfalls, submissions, if there's countouts or disqualifications within that 60 minutes.
Okay. Basically, after the time's up, like whoever has the most wins.
Yep.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I like this one. Then an Ultimate X match.
Ultimate X. I got nothing.
Basically, there's these cable. It's kind of like a ladder match, but except there's the cables that are around the ring, and you have to like scale the cables like this and try to get like the item that's like handed across the cables and everything like that. That's a pretty fun match.
I'm having a hard time imagining it, but like I can kind of see it.
And then an item on a pole match.
There's an item. I'm guessing like a ladder match where you have to climb a pole to get the thing at the top.
Yeah, it's a really dumb match. Last man standing match.
I'm guessing it's like a free for all where I don't know. I feel like that should be a regular free for all. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's like last person in the ring wins, but like I don't know how that would be different from the other match types.
This one is the exact name that it sounds. You have to keep your opponent down for 10 seconds, and if they don't get up, that's why it's called last man standing. They lose type of thing. And then Pujami prison match.
All right, that's an interesting name. Prison. I'm guessing it's like cage match. But like I'm guessing there's like a gimmick to it. And I don't know what that gimmick could be. Okay, you said you're gonna win a cage match by like leaving the cage. No, I guess the best I can do is I think it's like a cage match. What would set it apart?
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I have to explain this to you. And you're gonna be like, what the So it's two like cage structures. They're made out of bamboo.
Okay.
And there's a smaller structure. You can win that match by escaping through all four doors. And you can call for the door to be open, but then if you don't go out that door, like one of the doors, you have like a minute to get out of it. And if you don't go out that door, that door will be closed forever. So if you didn't go out all four doors, you would just have to go out over the top. And then there's a bigger structure. You have to go out over the top 20 feet. And yeah, that match is just a clusterfuck.
Are these common? Listen, this isn't even like wrestling at that point.
This one isn't common, but it's really bad. I had to put it in here. Oh my gosh, these matches can be a train wreck. Like one of the matches, I just want to tell you about it because Randy Orton was in the match. He called for like one of the doors to be open, and he could have won this match like 3 times. I just want to mention it. When the door was open, he decided to like he was gonna pose and go for his finisher, but then the guy like countered his finisher, like got out of it, and then the guy got out the door, so that Randy Orton couldn't get out the door, so he couldn't even get it, so he had to go up over the top, and then he on the outside structure, he was up high above the guy he was fighting, and then he just stepped down to go fight him, and then oh my god, and then it gets even stupider.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this sounds so fucking complicated.
And then Randy Orton could have gotten up over the top of the big structure to get out of it, but then there was a wrestler named the Great Khali that came out, and like he was a really slow walker, but like Randy Orton just acted like really shocked he saw him, so like he lost the match because of that, because he came and attacked him, but like Randy Orton could have got up over the structure like way before the guy like got down. It is such a stupid.
Like horror movie brain, or like the writer really wanted to fuck him over. Okay.
All right, so what's the 3 stages of hell match?
Fuck, I've heard of this name. I don't know what it is. Is this the one with the ambulance where you have to like throw him in an ambulance to like win?
No, that's an ambulance match.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair enough. 3 stages of hell. I'm guessing it's like kind of like a thing where you have to climb up because of 3 stages. And like hell's at the bottom. Yeah, it's the best I got, where you have to like climb up something and like from the bottom to the top.
So that is not what it is. That's it's like 2 out of 3 falls. You have to beat the person 2 out of 3 times, but it could be different match stipulations. So for example, it could be like a ladder match, a cage match, and like an I Quit match, like all in one match. You have to basically go through 3 stages of hell. It's a pretty cool match.
Okay, that's a cool gimmick.
What's a King of the Mountain match?
Well, King of the Mountain, I don't know how it's different from like a free for all. Um, yeah, I guess the only thing I say is the last person in the ring.
This is really dumb. Um, it's 5 wrestlers, free for all. It's like a ladder match, but like you can't even climb the ladder to like get to like do what you have to do. You have to like pin to become eligible, and if you get pinned, you have to spend like I think a minute in a penalty box, and then like when you win the match, you don't climb up to get the belt. You have to climb up and hang the belt up there. It's a really dumb match. It's really stupid.
Oh, I might have seen one of these with you where they took the belt to the top. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this one you're gonna love, an eye for an eye match.
Um, I don't even. I'm guessing it's like a round thing, like you said, the 3 hell. But like, if you lose, you get like a penalty of some kind.
Oh, you get a penalty, all right, but you completely won. You have to extract your opponent's eye from their socket. That's how you win this match.
Okay, I was gonna say that as like a joke. That like they have to like rip each other's eye out.
That's actually it. This was one of those. It was in the pandemic, so they were trying to throw shit at the wall to see what stuck. So, you're probably wondering how the fuck they did this. Well, this was a tape show, so that's how they got around it, type of thing. So,
yeah, I was gonna say, I seriously tell the guy like, hey, it's in your contract that we are legally allowed to rip your eye out. I would say somebody can only ever be if they lose. They can only ever be in 2 of those fucking matches.
No, imagine like, no, but then I think I told you So then what happened is like, so the guy lost. It was Rey Mysterio that lost. So then they like said like they counteracted and so his eye wasn't actually like ripped out. It was like almost. They were able to get his eye back in there and everything like that type of thing. So, oh, it's I
can get away with that just like he's already wearing a mask. Just like change his mask a little bit so you like don't actually see his eye.
I know, but I just figured I'd throw that. And then what's a buried alive match?
Okay, I think I've heard of this one. So this one, I don't think this is the coffin one. I think this one is like there's a grave. You have to like basically like pin them by like putting them in the grave and then like bury them.
Yeah.
To like.
It used to be shovel, but they changed it to like a clay because it would take too long to like do it with a shovel. So, and then a war games match. What's a war games match?
I'm guessing it's like weapon related. Like it's a match where you have to use a weapon or something.
Yeah, kind of. It's 5-on-5. Sometimes cage, sometimes no cage. 2 people start, and it's teams. 2 people from each team will start in the ring. I think it's every 5 minutes. Like the first guy will come out, then it's every 2 minutes. The match doesn't actually start until all the teammates like get in the ring, and then you win by pinfall or submission. And if it's a cage, if you escape the cage, your team forfeits the match. So, and then a lumberjack match.
Something wood. I'm guessing maybe like, lumberjacks, they have like the powers of like tree stumps and wood. Or maybe like a log cabin thing. I don't know, where the fight's in a log cabin or something.
This is 2 wrestlers are in the ring, and there'll be wrestlers outside the ring. And if you get thrown out, they're supposed to throw you back in. That's all that's all it is. But sometimes this match can fuck you over because sometimes if it's all like bad guys out there, if the good guy gets thrown out, they'll use that to like beat up the good guy. So that's kind of what.
Oh, okay.
And obviously, they never do it with the bad guy. Hey, so like, maybe if I could use that opportunity. Maybe I could find like a lumberjack match, and we could use that for Shauna. All the lumberjacks are just beating up on the good guy. That's.
Oh yeah, you're right. If you haven't seen our videos for a while, fucking, I keep sending Owen videos of like a guy getting that shit kicked out of him, like every time I see it, and being like, how the yellow jacket should have been to Shauna.
What's like a substance match? I think it's I think what I mean to say here is like, I think that's supposed to be like Like that's like an ambulance coffin type of match. You have to be put in something. But we'll move on from that one because I feel like I didn't really. And then ball and panties match. What is that? You probably.
I imagine it's like an episode of SpongeBob when they want a panty raid. Like you have to like steal the other person's underwear or something.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of what it is for the most.
I was fucking joking. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, like the woman used to have these matches, and like you would have to strip them down to the ball and panties type of thing. So they don't do these matches anymore because it's very. They do not do these matches anymore because for.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they would have gotten fucking canceled for that.
And then what's a jailhouse match?
I'm guessing it's like a judge in court, like something like related to that, where like I don't know, it's like a judge of some kind.
If you lose, you go to jail. That's all it is.
Like legally. So I would love that again, like Randy Orton and fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin have a wrestling match, and it's like, all right, Steve, you lost. You got to be in jail for 25 years.
This is really. It was like it was wrestling in the Big Boss Man and the Mountie, and obviously Big Boss Man was the U.S. cop, and the Mountie was like I think the Canadian cop because that's what they call him in Canada. They had a jailhouse match, and the Mountie lost, so he had to go to jail. So
like, could he not wrestle for a while?
I think he just had to go for 24 hours. So,
okay.
And then
I was gonna say, that's no way to like retire a wrestler.
I thought because this match happened way back in the day. I used to think for years that's how he retired, but then no, I heard he came back like the next year type of thing. I don't get to I want to do another off the wall. I just want to mention off the wall story now because it's on my mind. There was that same guy, the Big Boss Man, fought a guy named Nails. Nails was like a prison inmate. The whole reason they were feuding was because Big Boss Man was abusing him in prison. Who do you think is the good guy and the bad guy out of that, AJ?
The good guy is the one abusing him in prison.
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah. You know what? Yeah, that seems like a real good guy right there.
I actually didn't think you were gonna guess that. I was kind of hoping you were gonna guess the other way around. So
well, we all love. Remember that scene in Shawshank Redemption where the main character gets like assaulted? Hey, the real good guy was the raper in that one.
I'll continue. What's a kiss by foot / ass match?
I remember that joke in SpongeBob where SpongeBob and Patrick were wrestling, and then like Patrick like ripped off his like shoe and like licked his foot.
Yeah,
I'm guessing it's kind of.
Yeah, if you lose, you have to kiss the winner's foot or ass, whatever one.
Okay, so it's not actually part of the match. It's just like that's what happens if they lose.
Yeah. What's a last chance match?
I'm guessing this is kind of the one where I was like saying with the jailhouse, where like this is like if you lose, you get kicked out of the company.
Yeah. No, that's Loser Leaves Town. This is like you get like a last opportunity at the title. If you lose, you can't challenge that person for the belt as long as they're champion type of thing.
Okay.
And what's a spin the wheel, make of the deal match?
They spin a wheel to decide like what the stipulations of the match are.
Yeah. You actually got that right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what's
okay? Well, some of these names are like okay, I can kind of piece it together. Some of them are like I was never gonna fucking guess like the fucking lumberjack one.
Yeah. This one's funny though because usually the wheel's like rigged, so obviously it lands on the match that like I said they prepared for. But one time they didn't rig the wheel, so like two wrestlers went into the match. They rehearsed for every match, but then the thing that landed on was the match they didn't fucking prepare for them to like have. And
they had a fucking like what 1 in 10 odds, and they fucking fucked it up.
And then we have what's an elimination chamber match?
I'm guessing that's okay. So I'm guessing that's like you mentioned earlier, where there's like the one where it's like a wrestler comes in every like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have to like keep throwing guys out of the ring, kind of thing.
That's 6 wrestlers are in a cage. 2 start the match. The other 4 in pods, and then every 2 minutes, a wrestler gets released from the pod, and whoever the last one standing wins. So you got that kind of close enough.
And obviously, that's rigged in favor of the last one who gets out, because he's obviously the most fresh.
But he doesn't always win. So,
right. What happens if the match ends like before the last guy comes out? Like,
it's never happened before, but I guess he win. So,
Well, because technically in the match, if he hasn't been released from his pod yet.
Yeah, that's not like War Games where like the match doesn't start. Like, I don't know how that would happen though, because obviously, like someone would.
It's interesting where it's like you kind of in a weird way you don't want to be the last one because like say like a guy wins before the last guy gets released, like he wouldn't have to fight the last guy or something.
No, he'd just win. So I have an interesting. What's a casino ladder match? Because this one's actually interesting.
Um, that one's tough. Okay, with casino, I'm guessing it's like kind of like the wheel thing. Where it's like a gamble, but like with the ladder, that's tough. I am not sure what that could be.
So that's two men start that match. It's like a regular ladder match, but a new guy comes in every time. So this is where this follows up your question. This is where you don't want to be the last guy, because the last guy might not even get a chance to win the match, because the person could climb up and get the item before the guy even comes out. So
Cool.
And then what's a Hell in a Cell match?
Hell. Okay, so I'm guessing it's like the 3 stages of Hell 1, where there's like 3 stipulations, and it's in a cage, and there's like multiple factors going involved.
It's just in a bigger cage. It's a really cool match. You can only win by pinfall or submission.
Okay.
They usually use this match to like end feuds and everything like that. And then what's a fight?
Okay.
What's a fight pit?
I'm guessing that's like a massive free for all, like 30 people, like kind of free for all.
No, that's 2 people. They wrestle in a cage, no ropes, and the only way you can win is by pinfall. No, sorry, not pinfall, submission or pass out.
Okay.
And then Inferno match.
I'm guessing that's kind of like there's like an outside factor, like they have to win, but like I don't know, they're like I'm not gonna say they're like lighting the stage on fire, but like I don't know, they have some kind of outside factor that's like making them finish the match quick.
This one you have to set your opponent on fire to win.
Hey, more extreme than I was expecting.
Well, it's not exactly like that. I didn't really explain. So like there's fire around like the ring, and you have to like drag your opponent like into it. So you don't actually set your opponent on fire. You have to like drag your opponent into the fire type of thing. So,
well, I mean it's.
And then let's do some wrestling terms. I want to make there's some terms in wrestling that only wrestling fans know. I want to see if you can guess what these are. What's kayfabe mean?
Kayfabe isn't that like you're LARPing essentially, like you're like getting a little too into the role or something.
That's like to stay in the role.
Yeah.
So there's a gimmick like what it's called. You break kayfabe. That means like they've broken it on screen and everything like that. So.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I've heard that with like other things. So I was able to translate that a bit. Nice.
And then what's a card? Like a match card, a pay-per-view card.
Is that like a promotion? I'm guessing.
Yeah, like
a
bunch of matches set up. And then what's a face?
A good guy essentially.
And then what's a heel?
The bad guy.
What's a tweener?
A pop?
No, a tweener. Now I'm just not going in order. So it's a tweener.
Oh, I thought you said what's between them, like what's between a heel and a face. A tweener? I have somebody's like not aligned either. I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're like neutral. They're like neutral, so they're not really a good guy or a bad guy type of thing.
Okay.
And then what's a cheap pop? Oh no, I guess I skipped ahead. What's a pop before I probably should ask you that first.
I'm guessing that's like a sudden change if we're still on like alignments, like it's somebody who like I don't know. I guess somebody going from heel to face or face to heel.
That is not what it is. It's when a good guy or just a wrestler gets like a big reaction, like a cheer from the crowd and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
Typically,
and a cheap pop, thing like it's like an unearned like cheer.
Yeah, a big example is when you say like the name of the town that you're in, then they'll get a pop, or the name of the sports team and everything like that.
Yeah. Hello, and that's, everyone's like, yeah, we're Boston. That's us.
So what's heat? What is heat?
I'm guessing that's yeah, you're like getting heat from like other wrestlers. You're getting pressure essentially.
That can be what it means. It also means when you get like the desire when the bad guy gets the negative reaction from the crowd. It also means like when they're dominating the good guy, the bad guy. And then what's cheap heat?
I'm guessing that's similar to a cheap pop, where it's like um, it's kind of like manufactured hate, like you said.
Yeah.
Kind of
Trashing the
like they're getting.
trashing the sports team, like trashing the sports team to get like hated. That you know.
Yeah.
And then what's go away heat?
Where it's like it's not even fun to hate them, like because obviously with the heel, like the purpose is to be like, oh, I hate him, but like in a good way. Cheat go away heat is like, nah, you just suck.
Yeah, you want them off television type of thing. So that's
Yeah,
probably the worst type of heat to get. You don't want to go away heat. So
yeah. Well, yeah, again, that's the thing. Like everyone loves a villain to like you love to hate him kind of thing.
yeah.
But like yeah, some villains where they just suck.
Um.
And then yeah, face heel turn is what I thought was yeah. Yeah, I guess that's very on the nose. Yeah, you go from heel to face or face to heel.
And then what's a rope break?
Rope break. I'm guessing that's well. I know that's not because I was gonna say what's kayfabe. It's like what kayfabe is. Um, I don't know what a rope break is.
There's there's a rope break. So if you're being pinned or you're in a submission and you can't like get out of it, you can like grab the ropes and you have like a 5 count to like break it. So that's why it's called a rope break. So
Okay.
and then what's a double turn? Not um
Double turn. Um, I mean, I think it's like a Triple Agent thing. Like say you're in a tag team, you like start to work against your partner, and then you like that kind of thing.
So no, what this is remember when I said a face and heel turn? Sometimes it could be a face and a back and a heel going up against each other. And there's a double turn, so the face will become the heel, and the heel will become like the face, like in the same match and everything like that type of thing.
Okay.
Uh, an example of that can be, um, Stone Cold and Bret Hart. Like Stone Cold came into the match as the face, no, as the heel, and then Bret Hart came into the match as the face. But then at the end of the match, Stone Cold was the face and Bret Hart was the heel. Um,
Okay, that's
and like and it can happen very naturally and everything like that. So, um,
yeah.
let's see, what's a lockup?
Um, I'm guessing it's like. Hmm, I'm guessing it's like some kind of like what'll make you lose the match, like some kind of like pin or whatever.
That's just like they do in the start of the match. You know, sometimes they'll do like they'll like grab each other's like shoulders, or they'll like do like a chin lock. That's just kind of what they do to kind of start off the match and kind of get the crowd feel for it and everything like that.
Okay.
Um, and then what's green? What's it mean when a wrestler's green?
Yeah, a new guy, like he hasn't really wrestled much. He hasn't like
Yeah,
really found his.
yeah. And then what's a promo?
Well, it's an advertisement for the match. Like like they're kind of doing the smack talk in an interview, be like, "Oh, you're going down, buddy," like that kind of thing.
Yeah. And then what's a night off? Some wrestlers like to consider a night off. What is a night off?
Well, yeah, if they're like, yeah, they're just taking a night off from the match, essentially. Like they, are tired from a real doozy, and they're kind of like taking a break.
So this actually is more complicated than you think. They're still wrestling, but like the not really phoning it in, but they're wrestling people that they've worked with before. They're wrestling someone that's like so good they don't really feel like they have to like get into high gear, like work as hard, because they're wrestling someone that's so good they'll make them look good no matter how much effort they put into it and everything like that.
Okay, yeah, phoning it in. Okay.
Or sometimes they're wrestling someone they have like such good chemistry with that they don't have to like try like as hard to like really make the match good because they'll know they'll be good regardless. I think they still try, but like they don't have as much pressure to like try.
Yeah, yeah, they're not like 100%. Okay.
And then what's gorilla position?
Um, I don't know why I can think of where like you got your hand on the ground, but like I don't know what context it would have in wrestling. I can think of like the meme of like the 100 men versus the one gorilla.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that.
That's backstage, kind of like right before the wrestlers come out. Where like all the media production kind of goes down, where like the producers and like agents kind of sit to like help keep the show like going and everything like that. They call it gorilla position because there was a wrestler named Gorilla Monsoon that like was a wrestler, and he passed, so now they call it the gorilla position for that reason. And then what's a push?
I'm guessing that is where they got a guy who's like green or newer, and they want to push him to be like a bigger deal. So, like I said, they'll have him like kind of be amongst like the bigger guys to like give.
That's for the most part what it is. They're progressing up the card. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a newer guy. Like it could be someone that's been there a while that hasn't really gotten that. And then what does it mean for a wrestler to put somebody over?
I'm gonna say that's kind of a way of like fucking him over. Like he like they pass him over or like surpass him some kind of way.
That's actually the opposite. It means to like help them out, like either like have them put on a really good performance to make them look good, they beat you, or they give them props after the match. That's the opposite.
Oh, okay.
And then what's a jobber?
That is a guy who loses a lot to make the other guy look good. So basically the opposite of what put up over is.
They can be very useful though too. Like the job is to make other people look good, so they have to like their job is they have to make sure they do look good. They can't like phone that in and everything like that too.
Yeah.
And then what's a squash match?
I'm guessing that's where like they kind of squash a beef, like there's like a rivalry, and or like there's some kind of like drama going on, and like the match is their way of kind of setting aside their differences.
No, that's because the job I put it with the jobber, so it's kind of that's when a wrestler completely destroys their opponent, completely dominates them.
Oh, okay, like a stomp essentially. Okay.
And then what's a ref bump?
Is it like when the referee becomes like a wrestler?
Yeah, when they like sometimes when they get like when they take like a fall by accident or like they get knocked down by accident, they call it a ref bump. So.
Oh, okay.
What's a win?
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like the referee just like rips his shirt off. He's like, I'm enjoying
what's a win? It's supposed to say win rust, not rest, but it's supposed to say rust. Win rust.
I'm guessing there's like an issue with the ring, like they like they take a fall in the ring and the ring like breaks or like the rope breaks or something. Like the ring wasn't like dirty enough.
No, that's when a wrestler hasn't been in the ring in a while. The rusty.
Oh, as I was saying that, I'm like, it could mean like not a literal rust. But okay, yeah.
And then what's a rest hold?
Rest hold. Okay, so because you just said like they haven't been in the ring a while, I'm gonna guess this one is like kind of like a soft retirement. Like they only come back. Like I know Undertaker, he like left, but like he kind of stopped wrestling like long term. But like he did make a few appearances after he like retired. It's that kind of thing.
This one is just like putting your opponent like in a headlock or like a chin lock or like some type of submission hold.
Okay. I overthought that one. Okay.
They do this kind of like to if there's gonna be a commercial break, for the people watching on TV, they don't want them to miss anything big, so they'll kind of do this a lot, like doing the commercial break, so nobody really misses anything like big and all that type of stuff. What does it mean? We're going home in wrestling. We're going home.
All I can think of is Long Beach Griffey because you sent me a video of him recently. Every video ends with him going like, "I'm going home. I'm going home."
That means like the match is over. That's like a term that they'll like say if like they're ending the match early or like the match is over. An example of that is if someone gets hurt, they'll be like, "Okay, we're going home," type of thing, and they're not supposed to. What does it mean when the ref puts the X sign up?
Like a legit thing,
huh?
Is that scripted or is that like a legit?
This is a legit thing.
Oh.
What does it mean when the ref puts the X sign up?
like the match is over, or sort of like the match is called off.
Wrestler's injured, so pretty.
Oh.
And what does it mean to sell when a wrestler sells?
Giving up essentially, like you're throwing it in the towel.
No, that just
or like you're not like, really giving up, but you're basically like stop trying.
that means they're making it look like they're in like extreme pain, like the move really hurts. Sometimes too, it could be like in a promo, like where the wrestler has to like sell like whatever the wrestler said to him like really affected them and everything like that too.
Oh, okay.
And then what to shoot?
I'm guess since you mentioned promotions, I'm guessing that's like like a camera shoot. Like they're like promoting more.
No, this is when a wrestler like goes off script and like they kind of they completely like kind of make it real and everything like that. So then what's a work? You think about what a shoot is. What's a work?
More like it's an outside factor that makes it like go off script, like you mentioned, like the wheel, like made them do a match they weren't prepared for. So that's kind of like an improvising thing. Like, okay, we're gonna make it work.
No, it works just when they stay in character, like completely in the show.
Oh,
it's the opposite of a shoot.
I was thinking, no, it's too simple. Okay.
So then I have a question for you. Can a work ever become a shoot?
I guess. Well, yeah. So work is like where you're staying on script to the T, and a shoot's where you off script. I'm guessing, yeah. Like if you're sticking to script, but somebody else shoots, then you kind of have to shoot. Essentially.
Yeah, work can become a shoot. A big example of that, there was two wrestlers that were feuding with each other. They weren't really supposed to hate each other, but then they started hating each other, so they actually hated each other, like in the feud. So it became a shoot. So.
Oh.
And then what's a spot?
I'm guessing that's like a favorite position or like favorite spot. Like how football teams have like a home stadium. Like the away team is at a disadvantage, kind of like, I'm guessing like John Cena has like a spot where he's like the main guy.
That's just kind of like a big flip or a big like move in the match that kind of happens. Nothing really all that fancy. And then what's Titan Towers?
Is that like headquarters?
Yeah.
For like the WWE?
It is headquarters.
Oh, I was right.
I didn't think you'd get that one. I thought. Then what's the Titantron?
It's their personal kill robot. Titantron.
By the way, not doing a guessing game today.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Is that like a big jumbo screen at Titan Towers?
Is. Well, not at Titan Towers, just at the shows.
Okay.
What's the booker?
The guy who books the matches?
Yeah. See, not all these are hard.
Yeah. I think I need to stop overthinking it.
And then what's a rub? What's the rub? What's it mean when a wrestler gives them the rub?
What kind of fucking joke I want to make.
Are you going to make that joke, or are you going to actually guess?
Yeah, if you want me to. All right. When a wrestler and a wrestler loves each other very much, you just got to give your buddy a little rub. There's nothing gay about it. They both got their socks on. It
kind of means put over. You're making the wrestler look good. So
Oh, well, it's literally called a rub because you're like jerking them off. like not literally jerking them off, but like that's the idea.
What's a rib? What does it mean when a wrestler ribs somebody?
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, that one you're like, like when you rib your buddy, you're giving them shit. I'm guessing it's the opposite, where you're like making them look bad, kind of.
No, you just kind of give them shit.
Literal. Okay. And I just said I was gonna stop overthinking it.
Sometimes they kind of like do this to like the new. They usually do it a lot to the new recruits type of thing. So, and then what's the forbidden door?
I'm guessing it's the door they come in through. Like from backstage to like the main area.
That's when a wrestler goes from one company to like a completely different company. They call it entering the forbidden door because usually there's contracts, so they usually don't go to other companies. So,
well, I'm assuming expire. So like I'm guessing like once one expires, you can like your free game.
Yeah, but this is like when they're actually contracted to like one company and they completely like go to another company while they're still under contract. So they call it entering the forbidden door. This happens a lot more like nowadays than it did like way back in the day. Um,
Huh.
all right, so I went through a different show.
Like reference, like like if a guy goes from like one of the other, like what was the other one that was really big, the A one,
Oh, yeah,
AEW.
AEW.
He goes from AEW to like WWE. Is he allowed to like reference like his previous stuff at AEW or no?
It used to not be the case, but now it is the case. So, um,
No, depends, I guess.
well, when Vince McMahon ran it, it was only like WWE man. You couldn't reference anything else. But now that it's run by new people, they can kind of reference that stuff. So,
Oh,
like an egregious example was Vince. There was a wrestler that like came back to WWE after being in other companies for years, and Vince McMahon kept having the comment. He was like saying like this person hasn't wrestled anywhere else. It's the first match in like 7 years when she's like wrestled other places, which was really funny. So, and then so these are what does it mean to be the A show? And what are the A shows?
and like I said, you're like the show opener or the show closer. Like you're the main event everybody's there for.
Yeah.
B show. You're not the main event, but you're definitely like you still bring people to from the crowd. Like you're still like something people look forward to. And C show, I'm guessing that's like a filler match. Like nobody really gives a shit. You're just there to fill time.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And then what does it mean when a wrestler botches?
Yeah, so that like they completely fuck it up. Like I'm guessing they like go off script, but like in a bad way. Like I can't think of any example. Like I guess they just like lose way too quickly.
Well, sometimes it's just they can mess up a wrestling move. They can mess up a sentence in the promo or whatever like that. So
Yeah, don't mess up, but like it's not as extreme as expected.
yeah. One time Hulk Hogan accidentally said, "I'm the right gay guy." The right gay. It was like something really funny like that. Like he really messed up his promo one time. And then what's it mean when a wrestler looks stiff?
Yeah, he's stiff, he's nervous, like he's not like flowing naturally. I'm guessing like the newer guys have that issue because they're not used to like all the attention.
Well, some wrestlers too also just like really give the wrestlers like the business that they'll really hurt them to kind of break them into the business. That's more of like a way back in the day type of thing. So, what does it mean to carry a wrestler?
Yeah, you're carrying them. Like I know, if you're like a heel, you'll be like, oh, I've been carrying him for too long. He's worthless. Like I'm the best.
Well, yeah, and not a character thing. It means when one wrestler like is making other wrestler look good, and the only reason they looked good is because that wrestler like went out of the way for them and everything like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's somebody will say, yeah, like I carried them. Like I was the only reason they were like winning matches or look good.
What's the dirt sheet? What's the dirt sheets?
I'm guessing that's like controversy, like the dirty laundry, essentially.
Yeah, it's kind of like the websites that post like about behind the scenes stuff and everything like that. So
yeah, like behind the scenes drama, they don't really like talk about like in the match.
Or sometimes like when wrestlers' contracts are coming up, or if someone's gonna like go to another company and all that type of stuff. What's the dusty finish? You're not gonna get this one, but you can try.
Big Dusty. I'm gonna guess it's similar to like when they haven't done it in a while. Like they try to go maybe for like their like iconic move or finishing move, but like because they're out of practice, they like mess it up.
So this is when the good guy like wins a big match, like at the championship or whatever. But then there's like some type of controversy that happens, so like the match gets like reversed. So then like he doesn't actually like win. It's kind of like you gave like the crowd like the satisfaction of having the good guy win, but there's like an asterisk that like, oh, just kidding, like he actually like didn't win and all that type of stuff.
Like a cute example, because like
so, there's a wrestler named Dusty Rhodes. He actually came up with this finish. He fought for like the world championship one time, and he like won the match, beat the bad guy, and won the championship, and he celebrated for a while. The fans were really feeling really good about it, but the asterisk was that like the wrestler had like his foot on the ropes, but the ref didn't see it. So the ref, when he had to like notice it and like saw the replay, like reversed the decision and gave the belt like back. So like they gave the crowd like that moment where you thought the good guy like won the championship and like got off like good. but then like that little asterisk kind of fucked him over at the end, type of thing.
Okay. So yeah, they would like revoke the championship. Okay.
Yeah, they call it the Dusty Finish because like it continues the storyline too, and everything like that.
Yeah.
What does it mean? What's a hot tag?
Uh, I got nothing.
That's when in a tag match when when the good guy partner is being dominated for a while, and then eventually finally makes the tag to like the fresh guy. And the guy can finally come in and do all his moves. That's what's called a hot tag. What does it mean to be future endeavored?
I'm guessing that is like, well, I guess I don't know if it's like for a positive or negative. Where I'm thinking like either like I don't know, like you are like expected to be like the next big thing, or you're like expected to be like the next big heel or something.
Oh, you're fired. You're done. That's it.
Oh,
yeah. The very much opposite of being the next big thing. You're not. You're the next what?
You're the not next big thing. Yeah, you're the next big best big not whatever. I don't know.
You're the next big thing to be fired. That's what it is. So, what does it mean when a wrestler's gassed?
Yeah, they're on fumes. Like they're running low. They're tired.
Yeah. What is a gimmick? You probably know what that is. Like.
Yeah, where it's big. Yeah, they have like a thing that like everyone knows them for. Like I know the Undertaker's whole thing was he was like what like an undead wizard or some shit. Yeah.
And then what's it mean? What's it mean when the wrestler's a good hand? Oh, a good hand.
They have like a good hand dealt to them. Like things are in their favor.
They're like a good wrestler, good solid worker. Wrestlers don't really like to be called this because once you kind of get put into this place, they don't really see it like they're gonna be like the next big thing. Sometimes like that's like their placement. Sometimes. And what does it mean when a wrestler goes into business for themselves?
Where they're not like loyal to the brand, they're kind of just going where they feel like they'll be best.
Also, when they go off script, like during the match, and like don't tell anyone about it, like they're just kind of doing it on their own.
Okay, yeah, where they don't like agree with the writing. They're like, I'm just gonna do my own thing. Okay.
What does it mean when the wrestler's over?
Where it's over. They're done.
No, it's they're really well liked or really well hated by the crowd. Like they're getting a really good reaction, no matter what it is.
Oh,
what's a plant?
Tree. No, I'm kidding. Like I'm guessing it's like a double agent, a snitch, like somebody who you think is like working for the face, and it's revealed he's a heel or something. You know, that kind of thing.
No, it's when they take like a wrestler. And pretend to like have him be like a crowd member sometimes, and they do this sometimes because they'll do like a storyline where the wrestler like takes someone from the crowd and beats them up, but obviously they're not really beating somebody up from the crowd. They're beating up like
they put somebody. Imagine a wrestler gets the wrong guy. He starts actually beating the shit out of like a random.
Yeah, they don't tell him who it is. So, what's a house show?
Where they wrestle at somebody's house.
No, Swan. It's when it's a live event, like non-televised event, like you don't see it. That's why it's called a house show because
Oh, okay.
And was it?
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, not even recorded, just a live event like that just happens. Like that.
Yeah, like the one we went.
Yeah. What's it mean to go when a wrestler goes over?
Okay, so over meant like they're getting a really good reaction. I'm guessing where like it goes too far. Like they're too hated or too liked.
No, it just means you're winning. You're gonna go over. You're winning.
Oh.
All right. So before I have you, I mentioned some outrageous wrestling storylines. Anything wrestling you remember like from when we were kids? Before I kind of read these storylines to you, I know it's late as hell at the night now, but anything you remember?
Separate video.
You could say them real quick because I did it. Any wrestling storylines you remember from when we were kids? I guess it's the.
Yeah, sure. I remember, like I said, the Rey Mysterio one where he got his like face, his mask ripped off in the middle of the match, and he fell down. I remember there was one with Vince McMahon where like there was like this hooded guy or something, and he was like a religious cult leader, and like him and like another guy were like teaming up, like all right, we got to stick to this guy. And it was like a big mystery of like who the hooded guy was. And then when his hood came off, it was Vic McMahon, and he was like, "It was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin." I remember that.
I don't even think you know the con. What makes that so stupid is they were doing all this like really bad things with like his family and everything like that, and he did it to like just mess with like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I respect that. Like, I will torture my family just to fuck with this one guy. uh, I'm pretty sure John Cena had a heel phase for a little while. Like, I remember people mentioning like that he went heel for a bit.
Okay.
I don't know the context for that. I don't even know if that's true. I remember the Undertaker's last match or something like that was like I don't even know the context. Like, he did like the rise thing he usually does, and then he like walked up. Like, I think he lost that match.
Okay.
And also, I remember that I think it was the Undertaker where like they were having like a coffin thing, like it was like a funeral for him, and then he like popped out of the coffin and like grabbed the guy.
Oh, that's cool, yeah. And like they thought because it was supposed to be a mannequin, but then it ended up being like him type of thing. So.
Oh, okay. I only know these bits and pieces. Also, Vic McMahon, different from the "It was me, Austin." I think he said like, "Come on out, you rapist." I don't know the context for that.
Oh yeah.
Also, I can't remember the guy's name, but it was a really funny like math thing where it was like you see Nick like you see Nick Joe, I have 130% chance of winning because I'm a genetic freak and I'm not normal.
That guy's awesome. Because
yeah, I don't know who that is, but it was really funny. Yeah, that's about it. I can't really think of anything. I know Randy Orton's main things are like an RKO, but again, that's not a storyline. That's just like some move.
Hey, it could be the wrestling things though. Because I thought Chewie died. That wasn't a storyline thing, so.
Yeah.
Hey, he still could die. You know, there's still more Star Wars to come. So.
Yeah, you're right. You got a bunch of movies to go through.
But I'll go through kind of some of the outrageous wrestling storylines. Who is Dominic Mysterio's dad is the first one. So this one, there was Rey Mysterio and this wrestler named Eddie Guerrero. Rey Mysterio's son, his real life son is named Dominic Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero win a feud, and Eddie Guerrero could not beat Rey Mysterio no matter what he did. So he decided to set up a match where if Rey Mysterio, because Eddie Guerrero knew a secret, and Rey Mysterio didn't want that secret to get revealed, so Eddie said, if you beat me, I will keep that secret inside. And Ray beat him, but then Eddie said he lied, so he just revealed it anyways. And then he revealed that he was actually Dominic Mysterio's father, and like we found out that like they wrote it in the storyline that Rey Mysterio and like his wife like weren't having any success like having kids, so like Eddie Guerrero like let Rey Mysterio like adopt his son, so that way he could call him his father, and then like they were gonna. Eddie Guerrero said that you have to like give him back to me now. They were gonna go through the court system and everything. Then Rey Mysterio just decided like, hey, how about this? How about instead we have like a ladder match, and then whoever wins, it's gonna be the custody of Dominic Mysterio like match. And
I'm cool with that.
And Eddie Guerrero wanted to have this happen so that way because he was so obsessed with like beating Rey Mysterio that like knowing he would like goad him into this. And then Eddie Guerrero still lost. But what makes this even funnier is like Rey Mysterio's like son like ended up becoming like a wrestler after like years later, like he's a wrestler now, and like they go back and reference this, and like he keeps saying because now he's a bad guy, like and he turned on Rey Mysterio. Now he says he's like denounces him as his dad, so now he says that Eddie's his real dad now and everything like that. It's like really funny.
And that's cool how they work that in. That's awesome.
There's actually there's a moment in the match too where Eddie Guerrero's like wife was supposed to come out and like interfere in the match, but she missed her cue to go out there. So like they had to improvise, and Ray had to like tip the ladder over, and like Eddie fell on his knee, and it's cut from like every like feed, but you can find it on YouTube. Eddie gets like really pissed, and he goes, "Where the fuck was Vicky?" It's so funny. It's hilarious.
That's funny. Is that actually like his wife?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is funny. There's no room for Finn Balor at the Royal Rumble, apparently. The Royal Rumble has like 30 people in it. there was like, 17 out of 30 spots filled. Finn Balor like wanted to declare himself, said he was going to be in the Royal Rumble, but the general manager like went, I'm sorry, we don't have any room for you in the Rumble. And then like a couple days went by and like other people like declared for the Royal Rumble match and like they were able to go in there, but for some reason there was like no room for Finn Balor when there was like 21 out of like 30 names like announced, and like Finn Balor for some reason like couldn't be in the Royal Rumble. It was just shit out of luck. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no room for him. Okay, this one like hurts. John Cena's retirement tour is just fucking wild. It's really fucking pathetic. I'm just gonna vent here because
Yeah, this.
so everyone had known that for like a while that John Cena was gonna have his last match. They had like, I think July 2024, probably even longer than that. They had like almost a whole year to plan his retirement tour. They only gave him like 36 dates. He was so that's not out of 400, was it 456 dates a year, I think. And he became a bad guy. Wasn't supposed to happen. The Rock and somebody and the TKO higher ups thought the wrestling show that was on didn't sell enough tickets, so they made Cena a bad guy. Then The Rock didn't show back up again, and some other celebrity named Travis Scott that was supposed to be, they didn't show back up again. So John Cena had to say like he became a bad guy because the fans turned on him. When the fans were like cheering him for like 8 years before like doing that, like they hadn't been doing him for like years. So, but I guess the fans turned on him, and then he had a really bad match at WrestleMania where we don't even know if that was supposed to happen or not. Some people think he did that on purpose. Some people aren't really sure. A guy named Travis Scott like interrupted and they played his music for like 10 minutes and like showed him, and then Cena won. He cut really bad promos. He had really bad matches. And because the heel turn like failed so badly, they like John Cena just said like, okay, like I'm sorry, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done this. Like on SmackDown one day, just turned back into a good guy one day. And then by the time he turned back into a good guy, he only had like 11 dates left. And then like he just started showing up like less and less. And then like he lost his retirement tour. His whole character is that he never gives up. And guess how he lost, AJ?
He gave up.
And
if my whole thing was I never give up, and then I gave up, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, I'm done too.
Yeah. So John Cena's this is really personal. That just hurt. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems like they really fucked him over in like the last year.
Yeah, and then there's a wrestler named Daniel Bryan who had a journey. AJ, he the higher ups, he didn't really fit the mold of like what they were kind of looking for as like a wrestler, but he didn't really care about any of that. He defined the odds, and he got screwed over. He lost his championship. They had like a guy come in and cash in after he had a match and everything like that. And the whole storyline, he's supposed to be an underdog. You think he's going to go through all this adversity to get back his championship. But then there's a Royal Rumble match. If you win that, you go to WrestleMania. And everyone's thinking he's going to be in it. Everybody's thinking he's going to be in it. It's 30 guys. The 30th entrant comes out. It's Rey Mysterio. It's not even Daniel Bryan, and he hadn't even been in the match. So that confirmed he wasn't even going to be in the match. So all the fans booed Rey Mysterio because he was the 30th guy like in the match when it wasn't even his.
Yeah, but funny that they like. Okay, yeah.
And then there was no chance he was going to be in the match, and then the fans rejected this so much they like canceled their WWE Network subscriptions and everything like that. And finally they said, okay, Daniel Bryan, if you is going to face Triple H, and if he wins, he's in the main event later in the night. So Daniel Bryan gets the journey, he wins the match, he wins the championships and everything like that. But WWE likes to spin it as if it was part of the plan all along, when it really wasn't the plan all along. They fucked up.
Yeah. A backlash, so that's funny. That is what wrestling is. That like, yeah, obviously like it's scripted, but like legitimately like the fan like reactions will like make them like pivot.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of real in that sense.
Yeah, and I think the thing about wrestling is it's not like a TV show. So an example, like with Natalie's death, that can't be fucking fixed because they've already killed off Natalie and everything like that. But like if a wrestler gets like fired, or if like a wrestler's not getting the push that they want, if a wrestler starts to get like really catch fire and get a reaction, they can like change that because it's all happening like in real time and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see another one. Undertaker and Kane storyline, the like brothers. That storyline's pretty wild sometimes. The brothers. Undertaker was there first, but then we found out that he had a brother that because we found out Undertaker's parents like died in a fire, and we found out that Kane survived, and then it came out that Undertaker set the fire. So Kane was coming back to like avenge his parents and beat up his brother. And it's a really good storyline actually, but it gets very convoluted later on because then you find out that like the guy that's been like with him, like I guess he's their father, but then like Undertaker and Kane just beat up that guy anyways, and then like they become a tag team, and then not really much happens with it. And they kind of had like a few like on and off for years. Some of Kane's storylines are really wild. I was gonna end off with this, but there was a storyline where apparently like he went out and got like drunk with a girl named like Katie Vick, and they got in a car accident. She like died in the car accident, and then not in real life. This is part of the storyline, but the storyline is really shit because then they said like Kane like performed like necrophilia on this woman, and they had like obviously a skit to like make fun of Kane where like Triple H came in and like full on like pretended to have sex with like a mannequin and everything like that, and it's just really bad. It's really
I'm gonna say this is during the Attitude Era.
Ruthless Aggression era, believe it or not.
Wow. Okay, so they didn't have the excuse that it was all edgy at the time. Okay,
It was edgy, all right, but and then like
well, you said like everything was edgy then.
yeah, and then there's another wild storyline with Kane where like he was like stalking a woman, and then we find out that like off screen that like he raped her and impregnated her, and then they had like a forced marriage. And then at the end, she has like a miscarriage, and then Kane ended up being like somehow the baby face out of all of that and everything like that. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Okay, he's a good guy. Okay.
There's another storyline. There's another storyline with like Kane where he wanted John Cena to become a heel, so he was begging John Cena to like embrace the hate, and he was doing all these things to try to get John Cena to embrace the hate. He, like beating up his friends, he like took his friend and like he was in a wheelchair, and he like took him in his wheelchair and like pushed him off the stage. And John Cena like really didn't do anything about it. He just kind of sat there and like watched this happen, didn't go up and try to like save him or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then like John Cena like kissed the guy's girlfriend and everything like that, and then Kane said like, "Oh, I was successful. I got you to embrace the hate," but really John Cena like didn't embrace the hate. Like he didn't really like change or anything like that. He just kind of stayed the same guy. And then like you're probably thinking too like this Kane sounds like a really shit. Kane's awesome. It's just he just giving a lot of really shit storylines and everything like that. It's just like
yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I know plenty of things like that where like the character's really good, but for some reason they just get unlucky with really shitty writers.
Oh, there was another one by the way too. It was like Kane like hated the date like May 19th because like it reminded him of the day his parents died, but the only reason they were doing that storyline was because he had like a movie coming out at that time, so they wanted to keep saying like May 19th. And then when find out it was like an imposter Kane showed up. It was like some guy dressed up like in his uniform that he used to wear like way back in the day. And the reason they were doing this was because the guy that played like Kane was gonna like retire, but then he decided he wasn't gonna retire, so instead they just had like Kane beat up the guy that took his costume and just threw him out the building. It's like, this is mine, and it was just over after that.
Cool, like improv thing of like, okay, cool, we can make this work.
Let's see what else. This one's a really good one. The Bloodline storyline. There's a wrestler named Roman Reigns. There's a Samoan like dynasty like family, and Roman Reigns like basically dominated wrestling and decided that he was gonna like destroy everybody, and it's really good. You got like a really good like storylines out of it where like he forces some of his family members to like see his side of the ways, or they'll be kicked out of the family and everything like that. It's really good stuff. I might show you the storyline someday. Oh, James Storm's and Magnus's feud. You might remember this. There was James Storm ran a cult called the Revolution, and he wanted to bring in like Magnus's like wife named Mickey James and her son to come to be a part of the Revolution, but she didn't like want to. So you remember this? There was a pit where like they went outside to like after like having a conversation, and he like pushed her down to like some train tracks, and I think they
hey, you hear this? Like he was on the phone with him, yeah.
And like the train,
and then the guy, oh, she's okay. She just has like emotionally shaken up.
And I remember like I don't know if you remember the next week like they brought out like a baby carriage like the next week, like after the baby was supposed to be in there to like mess up with like the guy, and then like he knocked the baby carriage like off the stage, and the guy got mad and found there was like no baby no baby in the baby carriage. I don't know if you remember that part of the storyline, but
I don't.
it was really bad. This was a cool one. This is the Fiend Bray Wyatt. There's someone named Bray Wyatt who changed gimmicks. His old gimmick, like, he kept getting fucked over by people. So he made, like, a split personality gimmick. And he went back, like, after all the people that, like, made him look like a fool and everything like that. It's a really cool storyline.
That's cool.
And then there's a Randy Orton Bray Wyatt storyline. This one, Bray Wyatt owned a cult. And he wanted to, like, he was messing with Randy Orton. So Randy Orton, like, infiltrated, like, his cult to like try to take him down from within. Except the problem is, AJ, we kind of knew he was doing this. It was like really obvious because like someone did this like before and like already. So like Bray Wyatt like fell for this like a second time, and then
I thought you were gonna say like they did storyline before, like they literally did it with Brett with Wyatt. Okay,
no, the same guy, but not just a different wrestler infiltrated the cult this time.
Okay,
and then he like burnt down his farm because like Bray Wyatt gave him the keys to like the farm, and then like he came back and like had like a really evil like cult like do some like weird like sword stuff with him, and then like they had a match at WrestleMania where like they kept being like holographic like bugs like kept going into the center of the ring, and then like Randy Orton won. Like it was Bray Wyatt was supposed to be doing that to mess with Randy Orton, but it didn't work. And then like they had like a House of Horrors match where they wrestled inside like a haunted house that was like really bad. It was like a terrible like made for DVD like horror movie type of vibes. And then like the thing of the match was like you had to go to the house and then like go back to the arena. This is really funny. Randy Orton like went to the house and like the door was locked. So Randy Orton could have just like when the door was locked, he could have just gone back to the limousine and gone back to the arena without like having to go inside this house. But he decided to just go in the house anyways. Yeah. But
okay.
There's like some weird, strange coincidences in wrestling. I want to mention. Oh, I have another weird storyline too. There was a storyline between Triple H and a wrestler named Booker T. And Booker T was challenging for the world championship, but Triple H said, "Somebody like you will never get challenged, will never beat me for the world title." And unfortunately, I think it was a race joke because Booker T was black and Triple H was white, and Triple H kept making a lot of race jokes going into this feud. And AJ, I'd be like, okay, Owen, it's probably fine, right? That means he's just gonna lose the match, right? No, Triple H won. The white guy won. The white guy beat the black guy at the end of that.
Well, the South will rise again, Owen.
Want to hear the worst part? He had like his finisher on him, and it took him like 30 seconds to finally pin the guy. Like he really milked that in there at the end of that too. So,
if you want to make you hate the guy, I'm guessing they followed up on that. Like that was like the thing, like the hero lost, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh, but they'll come back to it, and he'll like win later on. No, they haven't come back to it.
Yeah,
it's just over. It's just over.
Oh, that's all right. That's interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah.
You know what? I guess this proved that racism is good. There we go. We really made a good statement on it.
We have also some weird wrestling like coincidences and everything I want to mention. Wrestlers don't tend to win in their hometowns or on their birthdays. I've looked it up before. But when a wrestler says I want to have a match in my hometown, they always fucking lose. And then like on their birthdays, they'll mention, "Oh, is this wrestler's birthday today?" And then he loses. So, yeah, if you're a wrestler, don't wrestle in your hometown. Huh?
So don't wrestle on your birthday or in your hometown. So, like, it's the reverse of having a home game.
Yep. But then sometimes in the storyline, they'll try to have a match in the hometowns thinking they'll have the home field advantage. But, like, people kind of already...
if they never win, then you figure they would have pieced together, like, don't do that.
Oh, the invisible camera. Like I said, wrestling... Like I said, it's an ongoing thing, so sometimes they reference the fact that there's an invisible camera, so there's certain things that could have been avoided if they just watched the shows. Especially nowadays, it's easy because like they have it's on Netflix, so you can just pull up Netflix and just watch it in real time too. It's that type of thing. So, but I have some.
That is really. yeah, I should have just watched the show and I would have known what my opponent was doing.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's good. It's a little, like the little tongue in cheek. I like
But
that.
there's examples where if they had watched the show, some storylines would be avoided. One of them is Batista won the Royal Rumble, so he could choose which champion he wanted to challenge. So Batista, was in a group with Triple H, and but Triple H tried to like sabotage the other champion, so that way he would pick that guy. So Triple H didn't have to face Batista, and then Triple H like told Ric Flair that's what he did, like because you didn't know it was happening off screen, but then they finally revealed it on screen that he told Ric Flair that that's what he did, and then like the camera panned out, and Batista was like listening in. But then, like, Triple H didn't know that Batista was listening in. But if he just, like, watched the show, he, like, would have known it and all that type of stuff. Another time is there was a wrestler that was being stalked by somebody. And she kept going on dates with this guy. And, like, didn't know he was a stalker. But, like, that would have been, like, avoided if she, like, watched the show that, like, this guy was, like, a stalker and everything like that. She would have, like...
Yeah.
Also, wrestlers get easily distracted. There'll be times in wrestling where they'll be having matches, and sometimes the bad guy is supposed to distract them. So when the bad guy comes out there, the second they're out there, they'll just be really fixated on him, and it causes them to lose. A really egregious time was one time the wrestler was like watching from the crowd, like deep in the crowd, and he like got up and it distracted the wrestler. But I'm like, wait a minute, anybody could have just gotten up in the same position that you fucking were, and you wouldn't have fucking looked over there. But because you got up, that distracted the wrestler and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, and then Roman Reigns, every time he gets written off, because he's a part-timer, so he only works part-time, and it became really annoying because he became a good guy. You know, when there's a bad guy you can make a part-timer, because he could just not show up, and you're like, oh, he's a bad guy, he's just going to work light. But anytime he gets, like, beaten up really bad, they'll try to, like, write him off, so that way, like, they have an excuse not to come back. So when he gets beaten up really bad, you're like, no, like, oh, okay, that means he's just going to take a few months off and everything like that, so.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so it kind of becomes predictable, yeah. I guess that's kind of the thing with like the Marvel movies was the thing, was that like from like contracts like they're not going to be in certain things and they are going to be in certain things, and it becomes kind of predictable.
Yeah. There's a wrestling promotion that used to be around called Lucha Underground. That was filmed very seasonal, so they would film it like a TV show where they would film a few episodes for season 1, season 2, but then obviously if WWE like signed these wrestlers like back, they would just go back there. But a really funny thing that happened is every time that happened, they would just have to say like these wrestlers like disappeared, and like never came back. Like something happened to them, type of thing, where they just couldn't come back because they didn't really have anything to like.
Yeah, I feel like you can play with that, like make a villain out of it. Like, oh, somebody is like getting rid of our wrestlers, you know.
Okay, I told you about the miscarriage and thing already. Broken Matt Hardy. This is wild. Matt Hardy lost everything, so he became broken. And, like, he absorbed the essence of broken Matt Hardy. And he, like, became, like, really... And it was, like, a meme factory. They had, like, a deletion match where, like, they filmed it ahead of time. And, like, they had fireworks. He has, like, a giraffe called George Washington. And, a kangaroo called, like... I think it's, like, some famous boxer that he calls him. And then, they had like some type of deletion match where like the volcano was going to implode if the match didn't end within a certain time. He had like drones out there. His kid wrestled one time. And it's just wild. I have to show you Broken Matt. It's a real meme factory. He can teleport like from one place to another. So.
Oh, like okay, yeah, cool. All right, he's got a. Awesome.
You probably heard about this. All the times that Hulk Hogan wasn't the hero, he's supposed to be like this beloved, like good guy. But sometimes he does things that like sometimes he does he cheats behind the referee's back, like thumbs their eyes or like uses a chair behind the referee's back. Like, oh, what a great guy you are. One time he got upset that he lost a match, like a Royal Rumble match, so he like eliminated the guy that eliminated him when he got eliminated like fair and square. He didn't get like robbed or anything like that. He just got upset that the guy eliminated.
Cool. He's like the hero, but like he's got like a dark edge to him. That's
No,
cool.
it's I don't think it's supposed to have a dog edge to him. It's like it's just him being a baby sometimes and like being bitchy.
Oh, so like it's not like scripted. That's like him being like just kind of like an
Yeah.
asshole. Okay.
Sometimes there's times he's supposed to like lose backstage. So like, but he's used his politics and like the fact that he's the big side, be like, nope, I ain't doing that. So it's become like a meme every time. One of the wrestling fans will be like, nope, don't work for me, brother. Don't work for me, brother. Don't work for me, brother, because of Hulk Hogan. Let's see other ones. The pet Retribution. They came and like messed up the show and like caused the lights to flicker on and off and like took a Molotov cocktail and threw it at a generator to like make the electricity go out. They like tore up the ring. They threw a rock through like the window one time. All of this.
It or...
No, this is the storyline. And they wanted to do all this to get contracts, so they got contracts, but they kept like fucking doing it afterwards. Like, wait, why do you keep doing this shit? You're like, you got what you wanted, so it's like,
it's like we're just addicted to it now.
and then like, they kept losing like every fucking match they were like in, and they got like really bad like names. Like their names were like T-Bar, Mace, and Slapjack. Those are great wrestling names, right? Slap.
Real man.
And then look up what the names fucking mean. They're like all toilet humor like fucking names and like masturbation joke like names. So that's what one of them had like a thing on his face that looked like they just like took a paper plate and just like stuck it to like his face and like drew like skeletons like around it and all that type of stuff. Like that's how.
That's like that. that's obviously fucking dumb.
And then they just ended the faction because they got bored of it afterwards. Like they just thought.
Oh. They didn't like do a big finish with it. They're just like, eh.
It's. I mean, they kept showing up, but like they just kind of moved on to the next big story. Like they kind of wouldn't really focus as much like anymore type of thing. And then there's a wrestler named Hornswoggle. He's in a lot of situations where they kind of use him to retcon things. He wasn't there before, so he's a little leprechaun. That lived under the ring until he didn't. He was Vince McMahon's son until he wasn't. He was the Raw GM until he... So he's like kind of a lot of the things they do if they don't really know how to reveal a storyline. They'll just kind of use him to like reveal it because they didn't know. So,
like that's stupid. And then we get introduced to these things called like celestial sapiens or like god aliens. And they kind of do a joke episode where, like, they basically reveal, like, anytime, like, anything doesn't make sense in the show, it's, like, celestial sapiens, like, changing shit. Like, they do a joke that, like, hey, Azimuth has looked and sounded different, like, 3 different times. And that was you guys. Obviously making a joke that, like, his art style changed and, like, his voice actors changed.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that kind of reminds me of that.
Then we have Raw Underground. This is weird. So, like, it was supposed to be, like, grungy like real fighting, but then like they never explained like what this is. It's in like a real dark room where like they had like it's supposed to be like an underground like nightclub, but they never talk about it. It's like a fight club, and then like we never know when the match is over. It's just like when the guy says it's over. So one time, like one of the wrestlers was like really choking out the wrestler. He was like tapping for like a good minute straight, and the guy like didn't say it was over until after he was tapping out. Like the guy could have like passed out. It was really funny. And then like, I just say this, like wrestling during COVID times was really fucking wild. They were just throwing a lot of shit at the wall just to see like what could stick.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, this is the biggest missed opportunity, the invasion angle. Like I said before, there was a company that WCW and ECW that almost put WWE out of business. But then when WWF bought the companies, they did like an invasion angle so that way we could have like a dream match factory for all the WCW guys to come over and face the WWF guys. Unfortunately, they were under like some of the big time wrestlers were under like AOL contracts. So, they were being paid money to just basically sit home and do nothing. So some of them didn't want to come in for the invasion angle. So they got like kind of like the lower tier, like not as good guys for the invasion. And then like they had like one of the big guys, like Stone Cold Steve Austin switched to the other side when like he was never on that side before. So it was just a big mess of an invasion angle. And I think it was supposed to go on to like WrestleMania, but they ended it early because it was so bad. And all WWF
Okay, that sucks.
and all WWF had to do was just wait for those like AOL contacts to like run out. They could have done the invasion angle like really properly and everything like that, but it just didn't happen that way.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that's the end of this wrestling guessing game, the longest guessing game we've ever done.
Well, what's incest? Like, what is that?
The so yeah, there's been times there's been in wrestling where there's clearly tried to get incest into storylines. Vince McMahon wanted to when his daughter got pregnant, wanted to write a storyline where he was the father of like her baby and everything like that. It never made it to air, but he wanted to have it happen. And then there was a wrestler, I think his name was, I don't remember what his name was, but like he was like with his mom and it was implied they were in like an incest relationship. And then there was another wrestler named Paul Burchill and Katie Lee Burchill. And they said like a lot of references, the fact that they were obviously in an incest angle, but they didn't obviously come out right out and say it. But you could read between the lines from what they were saying. But then that doesn't really happen either because then the WWE went PG shortly afterwards, so they had to cut that storyline too. So
His sis finds a way to smuggle its way into a lot of things we like, Owen.
yep. But yeah. I mean, there's so many outrageous wrestling storylines that like. Oh, David.
Say honestly, that's low on the tier compared to some of the other shit you said.
I got David Arquette. You know who David Arquette is? The actor. Oh,
nope.
An actor who never wrestled before. Won the world championship once.
Who's he play?
He's in the Scream movies. So that's probably that's probably why you don't know him.
Oh.
But it's an actor who never won the title, won the world championship, and it like kind of caused the company to go out of business, pretty much. Kind of felt bad for the guy because huh?
Wait, how to make it out of business?
A lot of people like stopped watching the company and stopped giving money to the company. So.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, it wasn't the main factor. That company was doing a lot of stupid shit anyways, but that was like the nail in the coffin type of thing. Like, because an actor can't.
Okay, I was gonna say very extreme, but okay, yeah, I guess if it was kind of like you said, nail in the coffin. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because the actor like didn't have any wrestling experience, and it just was really dumb. He won the title type of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. They just did it because he was like a bigger name actor. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
to promote his movie. The wrestler didn't even want to do it. The guy didn't even want to do it, but he donated to he didn't take any of the proceeds. He donated it to like a wrestler who like died really tragically, and he actually made up for it. Like he actually became a wrestler. Like after that, they never like actually trained to become a wrestler. And he's like pretty respected like nowadays and everything like that. So, I mean, there's just so many. There's the Tower of Doom. It's like a supernatural like gimmick that like tried to go after like Hulk Hogan and like it's like supernatural like that mummy thing's in there that I told you about. There's like it's just really supernatural and like just really bad. But yeah, there's just so many I could.
Yeah,
there's so many I could.
Getting in. A lot of these sound dumb, but like in a good way, and I'm sure there are like more serious storylines.
Yeah. Yeah, AJ, my first guessing game. I don't think you ever got me to do one again because your guessing games are just over just like that. Mine went 2.5 hours, and I bet you didn't think that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, our timer went off at 10:30, and then I kind of looked at you and I was like, I mean, we're making decent progress. I mean, we'll go a little bit over, and then that was an hour and a half ago.
So I don't think I'm ever doing it. I think AJ's like, it's never done it.
Wrestling is like your big passion, so I kind of figured it would go a little bit longer. But yeah, that was fun. And obviously, I don't know much about wrestling at all, so it was fun to get like again, just being thrown into the deep end essentially.
How much of this do you think you remember? Because some of the guessing games I don't remember much from when we did them. I don't know how much of this do you think you'll remember?
I think bits and pieces. I think I'll probably remember the whole Rey Mysterio like child thing, but like it'll probably be like I remember like it was me, Austin, but like I only know fucking bits and pieces of that, so I imagine it'll kind of be like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Enjoyed You know, the reason we like to do these guessing games too is AJ and I have always wanted to. We were gonna do like a video where we both try to explain, like terribly explain television shows that like one has seen but not the other. But we didn't really know how much mileage we could get at this. So doing these guessing games is kind of a good way to like kind of do that, where AJ can guess it and I can terribly explain it, type of thing. So
Yeah, yeah. This was fun. I really liked it. So I'm looking forward to actually getting into wrestling proper, though.
yeah, and I decided the first show I'll show him is WrestleMania 1 because that's the first like big show where you don't really have to like be clued into the storylines or anything like that. It's the first WrestleMania, so I think that's a good show to show AJ. We'll probably try to review that pretty soon since WrestleMania is coming up. And we have another guessing game. You want to plug it, AJ? You can actually plug Vince for the other channel, the non-wrestling channel.
Yeah, so we're going to Pokemon because I loved Pokemon as a kid. And Owen, knows bits and pieces of it. Like, vice versa, where he's a big wrestling fan since he was a kid, and I know bits of it from hanging out with him. He knows a little bit. He's seen bits and pieces, so it'll be fun to see what he knows, what he doesn't, and I can also give him some fun trivia and horribly explain shit to him.
And I'm gonna do Walking Dead and Phineas and Ferb, but AJ, I promise that won't go as long as this, since again, I actually there's a more of a framework there for those questions. So and
plus, obviously wrestling's been going on for 40 years now, so there's a lot more to cover.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go back to do after we kind of do these guessing games. We're gonna go back to do reviewing some of our shows. We're gonna try to do 2 episodes of Dragon Ball pretty soon. We're gonna try to do some Rick and Morty. I think we're gonna try to get to the end of season 1 before we start Danny Avatar and Ben back up again.
It's we'll get to episode 10 since that's the Evil Morty episode. So most likely 2 Rick and Morty, 2 Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But like you said, we might more.
Valentine's Day is coming up soon, so AJ and I on Valentine's Day, I got to upload a video that's already gonna be pre-recorded. We're gonna review the Romeo and Juliet, 1996 movie with Leo. I can't say the name right now because
both watch English class, and it's not the typical Romeo and Juliet, set in the Middle Ages. It's modern day LA, but they all talk and kind of treat it like it's Middle Ages.
And I can't wait to watch it because I can't believe they fucking showed us that in school.
I was so dumb, but it was in a funny.
I still remember. I mean, we'll talk about when we do the video. That's called swords in the fucking movie, but they're not fucking swords in the movie. They're fucking guns.
Yeah.
I remember not Romeo. Romeo kills someone really fucking brutally too. Runs them over with his car or something. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah, I remember at the beginning, at the very beginning of the play, Romeo and Juliet's cousins got into a beef, but it was a little sword fight and nobody really got hurt.
It was
in the movie. It was a giant gunfight and a bunch of shit got blown up. They wrecked an entire block. I was like, what the fuck?
Is that gonna be a 2-day video? We might be able to get that fucking done in 1 day.
We'll see. Very strange movie, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Will there be notes for that? I don't know.
I don't know. It's we might not. We might just wing it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Check out the wrestling channel too. We're gonna do WWE Aftershock covering the most current wrestling stuff, and then AJ, I hope I can get you back on here too to cover your first wrestling show. We don't wait 20 years to do it, type of thing. So,
yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We will see you guys later.
Talk to you later.